We started off as Titans, and now we're the Jets. The start of every season always starts with the sweats. Vinny T, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal? Don't even try to tell me that the curse ain't real. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets worldwide. Why, yeah, boy. Like and subscribe. Fitzpatrick, the end of every season is always tragic. Doug Bryan missed, everybody got a piss. 2 Super Bowl seasons ended with just one twist. 15 years without the playoffs, is Aaron Glenn legit? We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets worldwide. Like and subscribe.
Man, that gets me a little bit in the hips, baby, getting us ready for Super Bowl Sunday, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, big game this weekend, right? I think there's a big game on.
What is the Super Bowl? What is the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I have to tell you something. I was at school today. Mm-hmm. And we had a tailgate party for all the teachers. We weren't out in the parking lot because if we were, we would have been freezing. But it was in the library of the school, and on the we have a presentation screen, and they were playing, like, I don't know, it was probably a YouTube stream of like all these different football games throughout history. So I went over to the computer and I looked up like on YouTube. I was like, Super Bowl III. And I said, full game, and I put it up on the screen. I just sat there. I was like, oh, like, what was it like? What must it have been like? I wasn't alive. You weren't alive.
I wasn't alive. Yeah.
But some people in our chat probably were alive, or who will be coming in soon.
It's Friday, baby. It's the Friday night. It's been a lot of stuff that's been going on within the Jets world. It's keeping the content pumping. I got to tell you, man, I don't know if there's any other organization out there that pumps as much content as the New York Jets do have already, but it's there, man. And again, this is Jets Worldwide, and we are a stream. We are a 10 plus years or whatever it's been. But to say that it's all been Glenn and then just to fire him off the rip, I can't get down with that. It takes time. And I'm honestly like, really want to see what's going to happen and go from there. Look, he has this upcoming year, okay, because the damn Band-Aid is off, and let's see what you got, and we need to see something better. I have to say that shout out to Jake, shout out to Richie, to Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco and what they've put out there. The interview with Gary Vee, and Gary Vee goes and says with Jake, and he's like, I expect 9 wins. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it should be. Okay. Not this whole, let me get like 6 wins and I'm good, or 7 wins. No. Throw that noise somewhere else. Okay. I want a winning season. And then I feel like from there you could continue to keep building. Am I crazy for that, Snowball?
No, you're not crazy. We've seen other teams in the NFL turn it around. I'm not saying that they're the Jets, but also the Jets get a bad rap a lot because of who they hire, the coaches that they have, the age of coaches that they're hiring, like really strange reasons for things. And like, again, I don't know if the rules of football have changed all that much. Some of the conditions that the players play under have changed. Equipment has changed, stadiums have changed, fans have changed, but football is kind of football the way it's always been. So young or old people, I'll get into it later. I think there's a lot of ageism happening in the NFL. So, me being an older fan and stuff, I hear that and I'm like, hey, you know what? There are some, old guys out there who know what they're talking about, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, we're all over the place tonight. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. We have a lot of videos primed up, ready to show you guys. And like Johnny's been saying, he's been talking about it for a long time, right? Aaron Glenn came in here and, well, literally stunk the joint up with the record, right? The record was poor, and we can't avoid that. 3-14 is pretty damn bad. So, but you have to look at the scope and sequence of everything that happened. And people like to trash on the coach because he's the head coach and he should be doing a fantastic job. Year one is year one. I don't know if you've ever done anything year one, Johnny, but sometimes it's a difficult task to overcome. And like anything new, there is a mountain of things to get over to do that. Some people adapt very quickly. Some people it takes a little bit longer to do. As Jet fans, we've been 15 years without the playoffs. We should be used to this shit. so I'm gonna throw a little. I'm gonna extend the rope a little bit for the guy who just came in, and I've been saying I have faith in him. I do have faith in him. He's a player. People forget. They don't forget, but he was one of us.
I mean, he was. He
and he wanted to come here. Yeah.
You're right, Snowball. You're hitting it. Like, keep going, man. My bad, because like I'm in all agreements with you. I'm like, yes, you're saying everything that's in my brain right now.
But I'm just saying that that not many people wanted to come here, and if you've listened to the media lately, there's a good reason why a lot of people don't want to come here because of the poisoned, like, I'm not going to say the poison locker room, but the reputation of the Jets. We're accustomed to it. We know it. We're fans, right? People in the chat, you're fans. A lot of people didn't want to come here. He did. He was a former player. A lot of people say, he's a rah-rah guy. He's this, he's that. He's a coach. He's our head coach. And if you've listened, we're going to play you some stuff tonight. And if you listen to it, it resonates. There's reasons behind what went on this year. And like in years past, we really haven't gotten like the behind the scenes kind of stuff that we've heard. We have heard it. Like last year, we heard it a little bit. We heard a little bit about it last year. But this year, we had a breakthrough. We had an interview, like Johnny said. Jake Asman, Richie Malora, they spoke to Harrison Phillips, and we were learning some stuff. So we'll get into it. Johnny, what do you have to say?
Exactly, right. It was my point. Why did it take other people to come over here and say what we've all seen? Why is the locker room so toxic? I remember asking, and first off, before I get into it, okay, I want to shout out everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you guys. This is our Friday night. This is Jets Therapy. We pinned the actual link on the comments. We are going to let you guys come up, talk about everything that's been going on. What's your guys' thoughts in regards to it? Do you believe it? Do you think it's a whole pack of bullshit, or are you there? Right. So I'm going to get into it. We're all going to get into it. It needs to be talked about. Okay. Because it's super easy to beat on the New York Jets. It really is. Okay. It is difficult to try to defend a organization that has been really bad as of the last 10, 15 years, whatever, depending on what you pick and choose. But you can't put it all just on one guy off the very beginning of it. And I understand that he's making these moves, but wouldn't you want your coach to fire the guys, okay, that it did not look good? How many people were saying, get Wilkes out of here, get Wilkes out of here? How many people were saying, yo, Tanner is this? I don't believe in Tanner. How many people were saying, look at the players, some of these players themselves, okay, they need to take some accountability for it. And look, I get it. Aaron Glenn should take some accountability for what he's done. Okay. I feel like he has. He said it. We never heard that from the previous regime. Okay. Everything was always on like, it was like a robot. The guy was like a robot out there. He was like, yo, you need to ask JD. That's exactly what the dude said consistently. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to bring up is our guy, Kaz, Mr. Brian Costello. Who is that guy, by the way, Snowball? Do you know?
Brian Costello?
Yeah.
I've been reading Brian Costello for years. I used to travel into the city and read the newspaper on the train. And I was reading Brian Costello, Rich Cimini, like, yeah. So he's this guy. Got it.
So Jets beat reporters, been on the beat for a while now. You know, him and Cimini are some OGs. So shout out to them. You know, shout out to our guy Staley in the building as well. Couple of real cool things we got coming up soon for everybody, just to let you go. But Kaz says, I've heard similar things to what Harrison Phillips said yesterday from many years from veterans who've joined the Jets. They are shocked at how quickly it becomes. Here we go again when the losing starts in the building. The only solution is winning. Like so many of the Jets' issues.
That was today. That was this morning, right?
So let's talk about it.
Well,
right?
Do we want to talk about this now? Or do we want to like go through the series of videos and get to this later? Or listen, we can tackle this one right now.
No, let's get into it. Let's show this Davante Adams video that was out there, so you guys can see what I'm talking about before the regime came, because it sounds very similar to what Harrison Phillips was saying. And this is coming from a guy that just came in the first week. It's insane to me.
Let's take a look at this. All right. So there's Davante. Remember Davante?
You guys remember this guy?
Remember Davante Adams? Remember he wanted number 17? Somebody else had number 17 on the team before Davante Adams had. All right, here we go.
What made you compelled to stand up and say something? You can just take us back a little bit what you said.
It's not really my personality to see something that's not right and to just let it go on, regardless of whether it's from the coaches, players, management, support staff, whoever. So obviously it was a lack of energy and urgency out there, and it was apparent, especially coming from, I've played on teams that have that winning culture, and just basically I just took a moment to let them know, like, I had reservations about speaking up too early and being too vocal too early, but I felt like, in my mind I said F that, because I need to, we don't have time, and I got to do whatever I got to do to help this team move forward. And it was something that I wouldn't have been able to sleep if I didn't speak up on it. And it wasn't a big rah-rah thing. It was just more, to bring awareness to it. Just trying to bring a different type of swag and culture in here.
What made you compelled?
All right. So that's Davante Adams speaking, and the key words that I took from that were lack of energy and enthusiasm.
So you have that. You see that. So everybody feels a certain way about Davante Adams, right? Davante Adams said what he said now that he's with the Rams, him having a conversation with Puka, right? Saying similar to what he was saying in this interview itself. And I was like, I mean, is he lying though? Because he's speaking truth. But never mind me. What do I know? I don't know shit, right? Because I'm just some dude. I'm just a crazy fan. But let's talk about a guy that came as well from the Steelers. That's another winning organization and had something very similar to it. But he had success with this squad. So let's bring up the Willie Colon one, because he talks about Davante and what he said during this whole interview.
Okay.
You've been in several locker rooms. What are your thoughts after hearing Davante speak? And he's only been here a week.
Well, honestly, I've been in that position coming from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when I arrived to the Jets, it felt like this team was kind of going through a lull because they had emptied out so many veterans and they needed somebody to speak up. So I felt like that was my role, being kind of a battle-hardened ball player from Pittsburgh. But overall, man, it's tough because a lot of these guys have been going through it for so long, and they've heard so many win-win for the Gipper type speeches. Yep. But at the same time, you have to be able to control your reality. You got to be able to say, hey, man, what's in the past, we can control only what's in front of us. So I congratulate Davante Adams for really kind of taking the bull by the horns and really run with it. But now it's not about talking anymore. It's about delivering. Because as he mentioned, they're out of time. Right? So it's about playing.
Week 8, they're 2-5.
But I do say this, sometimes false enthusiasm wins people over. And so he has to kind of ignite the sideline, this defense, this offense. If it takes for him jumping out of his skis to kind of get guys going, then so be it. But at this point, throw everything against the wall. Because whatever works. You just got to be able to find something that works so you can believe in it and go with it.
All right, so you got that. And I'm just like, I'm remembering all of this, all right? Just to let you guys know, off rip. I'm remembering them talking like that. And I'm like, damn, it's that bad. I remember having the conversation with Antoine Staley, right? And I said, hey, let me ask you something real quick. Who are the leaders in the locker room? Like, who's one of the guys that we really don't know? You know who he said? He said DJ Reed. Where did DJ Reed go after the year? My man went Detroit. He said, peace. And he was saying some stuff about the Jets, too, when he left. Okay? But we are like, yo, you can't talk bad about the New York Jets. That's our Jets. Okay, we could talk trash about it, but you can't now because now you're the op, okay? Like, no. Thinking back of it, and you're like, damn. He was just pretty much trying to tell you it was bad. It was bad in there. The whole here we go again. You got it from two different guys right there. You got it from Willie Colon, and you got it from Davante Adams. But all right, that's the past, right? That's the old regime. But let's bring up. Well, shout out to Jake Asman Show. If you guys know who Jake Asman is, right? Check his show out. Go hit the sub, hit the like. But shout out to Jake and everything he's done out there. You get the new guy that's in Harrison Phillips. I know everybody's seen it. Everybody's watched it. You guys have probably talked about it 100%. But this is just therapy. Okay, we need to talk about this and what's going on. And again, whenever you guys are ready to rock, let us know what your guys' takes and what you guys are thinking about it. But let's show it, Snowball. Let them see what they're talking about with Harrison Phillips.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. All right, I think I queued it up to where the part is where he talks about this. All right.
And I'm only going into the last year of my deal this next season, and hope that they see me in a limelight to really be a part of it long term to turn this thing around.
So it's interesting you say all that. And look, as anyone who's been to the Jet facility knows it's state of the art, it's top notch, brand new locker rooms for this year. Yet the record was 3-14, and at times, I mean, it was one of the more difficult seasons any of us have experienced. The 0-7 start, you lived it. What went wrong this year, in your opinion?
Well, there's a handful of things, but I would say from my standpoint, there's a culture that had been there for a long time, and you can't snap your fingers and put new identities in people. And I actually don't even fault players for the culture, as bad as you might think. But this season was trying for me. To start 0-7 and to only win 3 football games was very difficult. And as you mentioned, the leadership side that I took on, it was hard to show up to work on a Monday and be the positive guy and be the motivator and picking up the guys where they need to be and to go get out there to play in a, what fans may call a meaningless game when you're out of the playoffs, right. Just, playing with young players or whatever it was. It was hard, and I was here one season. Other players have gone through this for season after season after season, and that can really bias you. And you say, I have to go get mine because this coach is going to get fired, and that means a new coach is going to come in, and that means I'm going to get fired, and I'm going to get cut and traded, and new staff and new people, and so you start to protect your own. And when a rookie comes into an organization and the vets are just showing him that's how we do it here, it can really taint your optimism towards an organization. So it's changing. We're getting some great people who understand what winning looks like, understand what sacrifice looks like, understand what championship looks like. And like I said, I believe in it.
when Sauce and Quinnen were traded, what was that like from your perspective?
You want to continue with this, or that's the part that I really wanted to like?
That's the part right there, right?
Yeah, right.
So he goes.
Oh, Johnny boy. All right, come back, Johnny boy. But I think what he said. Oh no. Can you guys still see me? Uh-oh. I'm frozen too. Or maybe you can see me. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back. All right. If we oh no, Johnny's here. Hold on. Things are coming back. Are we okay now? I don't know. Oh, all right. So Dane says that he sees me. All right, I see you, Snowball. All right, I'm waiting for Johnny to come back. My whole screen's black, so I don't even know what's coming in. I'm going to have to, like, come out of the studio and come back in, but I'm going to wait until he comes back. I don't know what's happening here. Let's see. Yeah, thanks. All right. So I see everybody, but I just don't see my screen, so I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, Johnny's still frozen, right? All right, I'm waiting for him to come back, because then when I see him come back, then
I'm back.
All right, good. So listen, I'm going to remove myself and I'll come back in. All right, keep the stream going, and
okay,
I'll do that.
Whoa, I'm so big right now. But look, let's get into it. So you get him. Harrison Phillips is talking about it. Harrison Phillips is like, there's the word taint. He talks about the young bucks that are coming in. They're seeing how the vets move. And then he's like, oh, so that's how you do it out here and all that. You know, I'm going to do the same thing and keep it going. It's crazy. It's wild. And then everything was being blamed. Everything was being talked about to that it was just AG. And AG was going to, you know, it was going to fix it from the rip, and it was going to be whatever. Only a few, select few, were like, yo, the team wasn't good, man. Okay, the team was not good. The team was on a decline. It was bad. You saw it. There was a whole bunch of like just crap that was going on. Did you show the Richie clip yet?
No, I didn't show that one. But it's pretty much more of the same, but we'll get into that. But I wanted to talk about actually, you know, what Jake Asman was talking about with Phillips. I think you just kind of hit on some stuff.
Yep.
But when he says that he inherited a bad situation, you know, that's a football player. Like I understand that I understand that Harrison Phillips is still under contract for next year, and he has to say all the right stuff. But I think players have the option to speak their minds, and being that, you know, he's on Radio Row, he's at the Super Bowl. He's telling you what's up. He's giving you the lowdown on what's happening in the locker room and stuff. And here's the thing: when he said that there are players in there who are in it for themselves, they're trying to, you know, maintain what they have, and they know that, you know, one coach is going to come in, another one's going to get fired, and they got to look out for themselves. My question is, who are those players? Who are those people in the locker room? Was Quinnen Williams one of those guys? Was Sauce Gardner one of those guys? Is Breece Hall one of those guys? Is Garrett Wilson one of those guys? Like, are our top players like the people who do that? I don't know. People in the chat, right? Like Kyle Clifton, right? What is he saying here? I think he might get pushed off the roster. I don't know what that is in relation to. But my question is, who are the cancerous players in the locker room?
I mean, let's talk about it. Quinnen. I love Quinnen. Everybody loves Quinnen. Right. But when he was with Salah, right, he didn't play every single down.
Right.
But then you got with AG, he's playing every down. Not used to that. But then he goes over there to
Dallas,
the Cowboys.
Right.
And he's back to the whole being an all-pro and all this other crap that they started giving to him over there. But he wasn't going in every single play. You know, right. There's a lot, man. There's a lot of cats that was there. I mean, you saw it. And I think you got a vet in Quinnen. Then you got a guy like Sauce. first off, I like Sauce. Okay, I think Sauce got a very bad rep because we were a fan base that was expecting this defense to save us to win games on a constant.
Right.
But nobody looks at the other stuff where how come nobody talks about when Salah he was there and he couldn't actually, essentially run with the wide receivers one and travel with them. But he was doing that with AG. How about we talk about, his PIs started going down. Let's talk about how the missed tackles went down.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we want dude to intercept the ball, but you know what the issue was? We were constantly comparing this person to a player that was Revis Island that you can't compare those two. Those completely two different individuals.
True.
My take. But you know what? I see somebody in the back.
Yeah.
Some Jets therapy. He wants to talk about it. And
provide us therapy.
We're gonna bring him on. Let's all talk about this.
All right. Bring him in. Oh, did you brought him in? I brought him out.
And then
what's up, guys?
What's up, Blue?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you holding up, man?
Well, look, anyone who knows me, I'm very opinionative on this team, every player. The AG stuff drives me crazy. Look, with the AG stuff, as soon as the season starts, I'll support him full steam, right? Just some of the stuff drives me crazy. Some of the stuff that they do, like even letting Roman leave the building without trying to get him a deal. And then we got to see the Giants have them, regardless whether he knew these brothers or not. That stuff just drives me crazy how they always let things slip through their hands. But about the locker room, so where my seats are, I go to every game, right? So where my seats are, I'm right behind the bench, and I see the players who's into it and who's not, right? And it's crazy because the two guys that I always seen really pumping people up the most was Garrett Wilson and Tyrod. Those were the two guys. Out of the whole entire team, my eyes do not lie, and I will not lie to you guys. I'm telling you as one, those are the guys who are on the sidelines cracking the whip.
But Lou B, you know what the narrative was from us and the fan base was that Garrett Wilson was super immature and was being a giant baby on the sidelines and was pouting everywhere. That was the narrative that we were putting out there, But you're saying, and you're there seeing it, because that's what I saw. I saw the same thing that you're saying right now.
Yeah.
In Garrett Wilson, okay, that dude wanted to win. He wants to win. He wants the other guys to be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Right? Like, get your shit together. We need to win. What are you talking about?
Especially that he has a contract and he's part of the team. So he's like, "You're playing for me. I'm trying to win here." So it's like a whole different thing for him. He knows he's the franchise guy, so he's like, "No, he's almost acting as a coach, right?" And in a lot of ways, I think one of the downfalls of him is he acts as like a mini GM. I think he didn't want Rodgers back. He didn't want Devontae back. I think he wanted Justin Fields to be the quarterback, and then he got what he wished for and had hospital balls thrown at him. So I think he gets involved in a lot of stuff. But the other part that I really want to talk about, I think Sauce got traded because of the value of the pick. I don't think they would have just necessarily traded Sauce. I think they gave him an offer they couldn't refuse. But the one thing I could say is that definitely Quinnen wanted to leave. Okay, so they traded him. He was very respectful to us and let us get paid. He didn't let anybody. He didn't do what Max Crosby just did. Said trade me, right? So now they know you could pay a little bit cheaper for this guy because he's going to leave or sit on the sidelines, right?
But Lou B, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Was it going to get to the Max Crosby point? Or was it that AG kind of nipped that shit right in the bud from the
I
jump?
think he was smart
when he went ahead and put that whole rebuild all over again?
No, he was definitely smart with it. They handled it well. AG and them, they handled it well because he didn't want to be here because this Max Crosby shit is definitely going to trade the value, right? They're going to go. But the one guy I want to say, I love him as a player. The guy who is the worst guy on this team is Breece Hall. This is a fact. I know people who know him. I watch him pouting on the sidelines. I watch him like like with that face, like, bro, come on now. And when he plays incredible. So you could see it's a mood thing with him.
Yeah.
It's like he's either, maybe there's friends there and he wants to kill it. But Breece Hall, to me, I cannot wait till they trade that guy because he is exactly what Phillips is talking about. If Phillips could say the names of the people he's talking about,
Sure.
Breece Hall is one of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
Johnny, what did we say before the show?
Yeah,
Same thing.
Same
Luby,
thing. What you're saying.
You are reiterating exactly what we were talking about. We were
It's
talking
sad,
about
man. It's sad. It's
what
it's
Harrison
sad.
Phillips was saying, right? But there's other parts of what Harrison Phillips said in that interview where he said, we do have people who know what winning is like. We do have people. We brought people in who know what it feels like to, to play and to actually care about playing. Him being one of them, obviously. Briggs, I think, is one of the guys that he's talking about too, who is one of those guys who wants to play football. Brownlee is one of those guys he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. The guys that they traded for, the guys that came in new, all have acted differently.
So you have to keep them from being exposed to this callous culture, this poisonous culture. They can keep the spirits up. The draft's coming up. Free agency is coming up. You have to have faith in Muji that he's going to make the right moves. He's brought people in who have changed the positions that they have. So you have to have faith in him.
I do 100%, a billion percent.
Yeah.
But
I have to say this with the Breece convo, right? Like, I understand his frustration piece of it.
Me too.
Though. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
Like,
me too.
So I understand it, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, you know what? Let him go. Because that's why I was like, trade him when you had the chance with the KC. Now, they need to tag the dude. If I'm being honest with you, tag him.
I guess that's what they have to do.
Because if they don't and they just let him go for nothing, people are gonna start questioning. They're gonna start questioning Muji and everything that they've done, et cetera, et cetera. Again, the biggest thing with me is what it's so easy to just beat on the New York Jets, right? But there's never no context to it because Saleh took over a team that won 2 games the year before. His first year, he wins 4 games with us. Next year, he wins 6 games, then 7. But at the end of it all, guess what? They were all losing seasons. You could flip it any way you want to, or what the hell ever. We were still losing, and we still been losing. So that stench of straight being trash for so long, it's still there, man.
Definitely.
And AG is trying to get rid of. Trying to get it out of there.
Yes, I agree with that point about AG. Yes, he's getting rid of the guys that he's realizing are the problem. He is, and I believe he's doing that. That's not where I fault him at all. I'm not even going to get into where I fault him, but I just want to say that, with Breece, I think Muji, what he did was he wanted to show people, when I trade you, you're going to pay me the right way. He didn't want anyone to think that he would sell anybody cheap. It's why he didn't trade him. He probably would have traded him. But now he has to realize that he has to do whatever we have to do to try to trade him. That guy on this team is not going to be good for the team next year. They know. We're not telling them anything they don't know. So I guess they have to tag him, trade him, do whatever they need to do. I'm not the technicality guy. But whatever they need to do to get something, because, yes, we need to get picked. We need to get something out of this. Right. But a small pick will be fine here. A 6th, a 5th, anything just to get something because he doesn't want to be here. So you're going to have a moody running back. That's crazy.
But then I look at it like this other way too, though, Luby. And Kyle, we see you in the back. We're going to bring you on in a moment as well.
Oh, yeah. If you could put him in with me, that would be great.
Yeah, we are. Actually, let's do that now.
Because he knows Kyle knows what time it is.
Here he is.
What's going on, Lou?
Here he is. So, welcome, Kyle. Thank you for watching Jets Worldwide. I know it's first time seeing you on here, so appreciate you coming on. I'm a big fan of yours. I love anytime that you call and the things that you say, I do listen and I appreciate what you have to say. So
besides that, he depressed the entire fan base the other day.
Hey, I mean,
He's got guys committing suicide after that.
So
shit.
I want to say this real quick with the Brees conversation itself, and keep going on with it. Right? He's a good running back, man. He's a guy that I think if we start to win and he sees that, I think it changes. But is it enough to want to keep him with it? Because you know that he could flip like that quick and he could bring down what you're trying to build up. Is it worth it? I don't think so, man. People were like, oh my God, he got 1,000 yards. It's so cool. Yo, how many games are in this season now? Because 1,000 yards to me does not mean shit compared to the way it used to be when you would get 1,000 yards.
You need 58 and change a game. So
you know what I'm saying? And a lot of his, and let's be honest, and a lot of his yards that he got were during what? Garbage time.
I guess. Kyle, your thoughts?
So I think you're right. I think the legend has kind of outpaced the production with Brees. He's a good player. Probably hasn't been used correctly. I don't doubt Lou's take that maybe he's a little bit of a locker room lawyer, but I don't think we can trade him at this point. Like
really,
the tag and trade is. I think the time to trade him was the deadline.
Agreed.
Me too.
Yeah, like I think you either tag him and you keep him for the year, or
you transition tag him.
That might be a way to go. Yeah,
and try to get rid of him that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what do you get back, Kyle? What would you get back if you transition tag him? Anything?
Isn't that just like a match situation, Snowball?
Okay, so if you match him, then we still don't get anything if he leaves.
Right.
That sucks.
There's one tag that's like you get multiple first round picks and no one would ever touch that for a running back. I think they use that if it's the transition. I think they use that a lot with quarterbacks. Like I think they use that with Lamar, right?
I think you're completely right on that. So like you're right, but what I'm trying to say, Kyle, is that if we don't get anything back from him, and you're right, we should have traded him.
Definitely.
During the trade deadline. Okay, that should have happened. But to Lou B's point, if people were, I think, what was it that they were trying to give to him?
Fourth.
From a fourth,
supposedly.
Right?
They should have snapped that up.
Oh man,
yeah, that would have been fantastic.
No, he wanted to show. He wanted to show that we get paid a lot. He didn't want to sell cheap, Muji. That's definitely the reason, man. I'm telling you, he didn't want to sell low. They didn't. Crazy.
Because that's a replacement running back right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindsight
Especially
is
in this draft
2020.
too.
Hindsight's 2020. You know, the fourth was great at this point because now you're not looking at anything at this point. So even if they do get rid of him, right, and they just let him walk, he's not a part of a winning culture. I don't believe that he's a player who's a part of a winning culture. Someplace else, yes. Right, the talent is there. Open up a hole for them. The guy is a beast. He can run through anything. Right, if he gets hit, he's going to fall down. But other than that, right, he is a great player.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's the tag.
What's that? Oh,
non-exclusive the tag. You get two first round
picks.
Yeah, nobody's giving us that. So
yeah,
keep going, Snowball. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that I've seen it. I mean, he's gone through two regimes. Right, where he's had, it's a losing culture. I don't blame the kid for the attitude that he has. The only problem that I have with him is that you're a professional athlete and you are probably one of the best players on the team. And to go to pressers and with your eyes on the ceiling as you're talking to the press, like that's not professional. That's not something that, and again, maybe I'm giving too much credit to professional football players, but we've seen players in the past who have been a part of a losing culture, who have gone up to press conferences and just towed the company line and just say the things that you're supposed to say, get off the podium and leave. But his emotions get the best of him. I think the entire NFL can see the way that he acts. People who watch the press conferences and stuff. So even just getting rid of him is a positive in my opinion. Where you do have a Braylon Allen who's a question mark. You have Davis who is a question mark. Do you draft a running back this year? Do you try to get some new blood into the system? People who haven't been a part of the losing culture of the Jets to actually, and again, they say running backs are probably the easiest position to kind of just like jumpstart and get going because it's pretty, it's the nature of the position. So I'm hopeful that I would say somewhere in the draft, if you let Breece Hall go, obviously, I'm not going to try to trade for somebody and get another running back in here. I'd rather bring in fresh blood. And I think that's part of AG's plan is to kind of bring in newer people, not a part of the culture, not a part of other cultures, just be a part of his culture. So that's my opinion on Breece Hall. I don't want him here. Win, lose, or draw, I don't care. I don't want him here.
One of the things that I have to bring up from Jake with the Harrison Phillips interview that I don't think really has been brought out like that, and I think it should, is when he talked about AG and when he said about AG and him being the consistency that he was as a person, that it never wavered. That was words that he used. He never wavered. He was the same guy. Phillips stated, I've played with coaches that once we started to lose, you saw it all over their face. You saw it in their demeanor. You saw it in their steps. But with Aaron Glenn, you never saw it. He's not the only one that have said that multiple times as well. But the fan base, right, the other noise that's out there is saying that, no, that's not true. Look at him. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's what I said from the jump. Did he just think that from the very beginning that he was like, look, I could fucking make shit look like freaking chocolate, okay? And that's really gross. I'm sorry, everybody was watching that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for even keel, but it kind of feels like he was whistling past the graveyard and had no clue. That's my thing.
And Kyle, I agree with you 100%. I am not going to doubt you one bit. In the beginning, it looked bad, and it looked really bad in the beginning. As time went on, started to get a little bit of a handle of things, not tremendously, but things that people were complaining about kind of dissipated slightly. I want to say slightly because I'm not saying they totally disappeared. The handling of the press kind of
just crazy, man.
In the beginning was
crazy,
atrocious.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, what Lou said was true. We're stuck with him, and we're gonna be with him full tilt once the season starts.
Yeah.
That's
you
it.
have to be. Well, you don't have to be. You can be against them too. That's fine. But I can't help but think that what Harrison Phillips said, and I'm not saying that that's truth, law or whatever it is, but what I'm trying to say is that's a player who's in the locker room. And again, I understand that he's under contract for the next year and he has to say what he has to say, but he said it with conviction. He said it with determination. And he said that he remained consistent throughout. Like Johnny said, we've been through the Saleh regime where, when he's winning, he's jumping on the sidelines and he's all over the place. He's got a get back guy, right? He's pulling on the back of his pants to get him back on the sidelines. And then when they started to lose, this guy looked like he got, his dog got shot. So to hear a player say that AG remained consistent, and at the end of the year when he said, and I listen, I don't care if it's goofy or whatever, he said, don't let go of the rope, right? Just have trust. I'm going to put trust in him. I'm going to, the hiring of Reich, I like the Reich hiring. I like the Dunbar, bringing Dunbar back. I like that.
The tight ends coach from the Steelers that we just got.
Right. So, these are some moves that are putting some faith in me. the Duker move is, you know what? That's an AG thing where he's going to die on his own sword with the defense. I think he's going to do the play calling. This guy's just going to, coordinate.
He's basically the assistant defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
exactly.
But let me ask you guys this, right? That whole conversation about the narrative, again, and I'm going to use that word, that he's the defensive guy that's going to call all these plays and everything. Was there ever an actual thing that was put out there that it's what he said?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's all speculation.
How much of that is accurate? Because you started seeing all of this shit that the media was just putting out there. Because, like I said, again, it is very easy to shit on the New York Jets because it's that easy. But it's hard as anything to be able to defend them because we've been bad for so long. Phillips, in that interview with him, you know what he said about the whole media stuff and how AG treated them? He said it really quickly. He said, yeah, we all liked it.
Yeah.
When he did that.
I commend him for what he said.
Well, Phillips is a special type of guy. So the way AG treats him, I mean, you could just tell that guy's going to be like a coach one day or something, right?
I thought he was very impressive.
Just from day one, he just speaks well, man. He's brilliant, educated, and just on another level, that dude. And yeah, he should be a Jet for as long as we can keep him. Even if he doesn't, he played well, but the AG stuff is just crazy, right? The whole wing stuff was crazy. All these guys, it has to be a fact, I would say, in my head, that they brought these guys in. When he went to pay them, they were like, no, we're not paying all these guys. We're still paying coaches from last year. We're still paying coaches that we just let go this year. Now we're going to sign on a whole more guys for the next 2-3 years. No way. Even though how rich Woody is, that shit just, I mean, Kyle, I'm sure you thought of this, right? How many years is he paying all these guys? And is this year going to last? That's what happened with Wink, man.
But I was one of the guys that was like, I don't think I want Wink. Wink gives
regardless,
me
don't bring him in for 2 interviews and just piss off a guy for no reason or just get his hopes up. It's not right to do.
Well, that's like flying Aaron Rodgers across the country, right, to fire him.
But
yeah,
he was already out here doing some stuff in New Jersey that he was on some charity event as well. Rodgers, yeah,
Rodgers was coming out.
But that was never.
It just felt like that, Johnny boy. I know you're an AG guy, but it just felt very Roger-esque, I could say.
I'm not an AG guy. This is coming from a guy that I didn't want AG.
No,
he'll tell you either. I didn't want AG. I wanted Brian Flores. I wanted Ben Johnson. I wanted those guys. Those were the dudes that I wanted. Okay, but I saw what he was doing. I understand what was going on in the sense of like Lou B, right? Kyle, if you guys have ever taken over something, right? And you have to figure out what is crap, okay? And it's going to take time for you to filter out because in the very beginning, everybody's going to tell you that they could fly. But let's see how long can they stay at that altitude and stay that high and keep the course.
So here's the problem with AG, right? He told us that he knew this market and he was going to be able to handle the media no problem. And that's the one thing that we all agree that he botched. So that's a little disconcerting.
He went really hard at them, man, really hard. He made no friends, straight out, ready to fight. He went full tilt. And it's not like we all like the media here, but he goes full tilt at them.
But Kaz, Samini, all these guys have a lot of respect for him. Samini just had an interview with BG, and he says, you answer something that when he's he'll give you this incredible answer, and they're like, holy shit. But maybe sometimes some of the repetitive questions that they keep asking him, okay, gets on your nerves. I mean, I've dealt with that shit. When somebody asked me the same question, but it was asked me 3 different times in 3 different ways, you're not going to like it. You're going to say something. But because he says it the way he says it, we're like, oh, this is not. When a long time ago, we were shitting on Samini. We were shitting on Kaz. Okay, we couldn't stand those guys. We were like, this is what's wrong with the New York Jets and all that. But I always like Cimini because Cimini said what all of us were thinking, and he had the balls to say it. Same thing with Cons and all of them.
But you didn't think it was an attempt to come off as Parcellian, like?
I mean, yes, you're right. It was. I agree with you, Kyle.
I may get killed for this, but at the end of the day, the relationship with the media has no bearing on how this team gets
wins. That's all we care about.
It holds no bearing on how the team gets coached and how they win or how they lose. You know, again, it's media relations. It's talking about, hey, we fucked up in the game. We messed up here. We messed up there. This looks good. I got to look at the tape. All this stuff. But in the end, again,
but
you have
Snowball,
to be nice
he's also talking to us with his answers, right? So I don't care if he throws these guys in a river for me. But like some of the answers, we're listening as fans, right? We're consuming everything he says. And when it's like, yeah, but we sort of feel like it's saying it to us sometimes too. But neither here nor there. I have a really important question. Do you guys think that we could get this offensive line coach from the Eagles? Is it possible? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he has the ties with Frank and all that.
He's from Staten Island.
He's Staten Island guy. Look,
and he can't go to the Giants because they'll block it.
So Lou B, I asked it on the BG. I said, when I came on, I said, hey, Kyle, and I don't know if you saw it or anything, but I said, hey, with Frank being hired, with Dunbar being hired, what coordinators are there going to bring on over and start snatching them over here with us? That's one of the guys. I mean, Kevin Mawai, he's an offensive line assistant coach, right? Wouldn't we want something like that? I mean,
if we couldn't get this other guy, I mean, yeah, but Kyle, do you
no, as part of it as well, because he's an assistant coach for the O-line with him together.
So, I mean, I had heard that he's staying within the organization for now. Like that's what they came out with, and the guy's name kind of escapes me at the moment.
Stanford or Stan something.
Yeah. I mean,
I heard he was leaving. I saw so much stuff about him leaving.
First, I want to say I don't think Hyden's done a bad job at all.
No, yeah, no, they were saying like this guy's the best. They would never get rid of our guy unless it's this guy. You know, but who knows, man? This has been a crazy season. This has been some shit, man. I was never watching all these podcasts. I was just on my own with this stuff, you know. But this has been Kyle's drinking. I mean, this is
Jeff.
It's not even because of the Jets either. It's because of this commute that's killing me.
Where are you coming from, Manhattan?
Yeah, they sent me back after 7 or 8 years.
Woodhaven Boulevard, baby, the worst commute in the world.
Start and stop, Lou. It's crazy. And I used to I go by every day and I see that place Saffron, which is like the tapas place is closed.
Yeah, I live down that block.
Right, and you know, I used to like to go. That used to be like a date place with me back in the day.
I live 2 blocks from there.
Yeah.
Well, who knows, man? Look, when the season starts, I'm all AG. But right now,
it's nice to see, Kyle. It's nice to see that AG is on the train with you. I appreciate that. It's very nice that he's got your back. So, you know, got it.
Can you pull up? Can you pull up the? So, I loved the Jake interview that he had with Harrison Phillips, but
the Richie one,
the Richie with Harrison Phillips, and the words that he used in that 1 minute interview, bro, was a crusher to everything with Saleh, especially after Saleh had that conference, that presser, and he was like, I felt like a glorified fan on the base. That was the guy that we had as our coach.
Am I sharing the right one? That's the thing.
I don't know.
Phillips is amazing, man. What a leader that guy is. Man. Just having that guy in the locker room is so powerful, man. Compared to somebody like Brees, oh my God, such a difference with Brees' attitude. And Brees is a better player. Could you imagine that we don't want Brees on this team and other teams like, oh my God, we want Brees. But if he goes to KC, he can't act like this, right? If he goes to, he can only act like this in certain teams.
Well, it's because in KC they've won, right? So like the whole argument that people say about the Patriots and how the Patriots turn it around in 1 year. Look, I hate the Patriots. Fuck the Patriots.
Me too.
Okay, because that's just how I feel. I'm not rooting for them. I don't care that freaking Drake May is from the area where I'm at and all this shit and everything like that. You know, he's the enemy at the end of the day, okay? But that he's coming into an organization that's been winning for decades, okay? You walk through that damn practice complex that they have and you see all of those damn Super Bowl freaking trophies and all that. So you can't compare what we have with the New York Jets.
Hopefully
with the
this
Patriots,
plays.
and they were going to like flip it around that quickly.
Let's see if this plays.
Can't.
Hey, Kyle,
Richie
who's
from Roundtable.
Oh, sorry.
Go on. No, play this.
Richie from Roundtable Sports Jets Media with the New York Jets defensive tackle Harrison Phillips. Harrison, I want to get your thoughts about Aaron Glenn, and what would you say to Jets fans of why we should believe in the vision and the culture that he's building here with the New York Jets?
Yeah, you know, I haven't played for forever, but I've played for a handful of years now and understand that somehow, some way, culture matters. And you can't put 5 wins, 10 wins, 3 wins, whatever it is, that doing it with people that you care about, it helps correlate to winning games. And so if I had a connected football team, I would take that over a talented football team that wasn't connected. I think AG inherited a very cancerous, truculent group. Whole top to bottom, and
I just want to like pause it right here. The fact that he says AEG inherited a very cancerous and truculent group, top to bottom. Now, is that a direct shot at Robert Saleh?
Yes.
Or is that a direct shot at the culture that's already been in place for years with Woody Johnson? That's something I also wanted to add here. So let's keep playing it and keep breaking it down.
It's not individual people's fault. I was there for one season. It was a very difficult season. And I almost wanted to waver on some of my thoughts and my beliefs and my optimism. And so I can't imagine being there for year after year after year after year and not seeing the results that you wanted. And it tainted people because my coach is going to get fired. My teammate's going to get fired. I'm going to be a free agent. I might get fired. I got to play for me. I got to make sure that my tape's hot, regardless of what the system is asking me to do or the scheme's telling me to do. And then young players come in and see, oh, that's my vet, and that's how they're acting, so I'm going to act like that too. And so it's a long chain of things, and it can't be fixed like that. I think AG's mindset of any coach I've been around to deal what we had to deal with this season, to be as consistent as he was to us through that whole thing, was super cool to see. And I think that consistency and as well as making the jump from year 1 to year 2 as a head football coach, more of his people in the building, more of his thumbprint on the culture, I think we have to win more games.
Harrison, I appreciate you coming on. This is Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle.
All right.
So let's get your guys' thoughts on that, right? I'm gonna let you guys rock first.
Kyle, you first, please. No more.
No, I mean, I always kind of thought that Saleh let the inmates run the asylum a little bit. I was not a Saleh guy. He coached the defense for sure. I'm very hard on coaches. Probably less hard on the executives if I think they're picking the right players. It's the coach's job to kind of put them out there in place to do well if they're talented. And you know, I didn't think that Saleh, at least in his first go around, was well suited to that, and I didn't think that there was any possibility of any discipline with Saleh, because I just think he was too nice. And hopefully he's learned from that and he'll have a little bit more success in Tennessee. I do want to root for him, and you know, I kind of have an affinity for the Titans franchise. I like the city, and you know, it's traditionally our former name, and you know, old AFC colors with the Oilers and stuff. But you know, I was not a fan of Saleh's tenure here. I thought he could have done better.
Agreed.
Blue B?
I was just seeing a comment. They'll probably trade Phillips for saying that shit and keep Reese.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
that would be the most typical shit to just drive us crazy.
Woody's on the red phone.
Oh my God. Get him out of here. But Woody sometimes makes good calls, right? He said Justin can't throw. He said the Tony Adams bench him. he he calls out some shit that's obvious, right? But I think he hears it from other people. But to me, I would be like, whoever is against this team cannot be. I don't care what position, how good you are, because it doesn't matter. That is a real cancer is a real thing, right? And that grows in that locker room. I run a business with 160 employees and I work with 3,000 others. When there's someone in that corporate structure, and these players are in the corporate structure too, if they're pulling everyone away from people, that's it. Those people have to go, man. Anyone. Who do you think's left of like that bad mold?
I mean, dude, it's there, bro. Like fucking
Quincy Williams.
I thought Quincy was the ringleader of the bad apples.
I mean, you saw it after his brother got traded and he didn't get to go with him. He fucking was making a big ass deal about
Quincy or Quinnen?
Quincy.
Well, he'll be gone for sure, right? There's no chance. So all right, he's gone. Brees, I think will be gone. Garrett, I think, was a little bit part of the problem, but he's so invested into the team. I think he's all about winning. So I think he's just going to be a big stud. Who else is left? Have we ever heard anything about McDonald being like that way ever?
McDonald plays his heart out, bro. You see
he's so such
raw,
a real guy.
dude.
And to talk about McDonald and to talk about Jermaine Johnson, Dunbar coming back, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what he can do with Will McDonald.
Me too.
And if we draft like a Bain or something, like that'd be sick. I think it's going to be sick with Dunbar.
What were you saying, Kyle?
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was thinking that McDonald was kind of miscast with what Glenn wants. I think he wants heavier ends. And, a lot of people were saying, and I don't know that this is necessarily true, but that Dunbar was, maybe because he was associated with Rex, 3-4 guy. I don't know if that's necessary. Like, I don't think you can just make Will McDonald a 3-4 outside linebacker, right? Like, although the guy has played out of position before, that's what he did his senior year at Iowa State. He was playing like the 3-eye.
Yeah.
Right. He was playing inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Will McDonald is very talented, very raw. In a right situation, he can get to the quarterback. But I feel like he's still, and this is whatever year 3, he's still searching for a clue, right? Like that's kind of how I feel about Will McDonald.
Yeah, I think he hasn't had the right guiding. Yeah, he hasn't had the right coaching. So that's why I have faith with Dunbar. He's a creative guy.
Yeah.
Like he's got some pretty. They keep pumping out good defenses at in Pittsburgh.
I'm happy about him, man. So, that was a great hire.
Yeah, good moves. Like I see some good moves happening. So again, everything is traveling in a. If it's linear, it's linear with a slight increase. It's like
that's the thing, right?
Uptick to it.
When I was in Tampa and it was 130 degrees on the field. And I went down there with 40 guys. We met up with like another 300 and only like 2 people stayed with me. Everybody left in like the first quarter. They were gone. And when I was at the end zone, when Will McDonald ran by, I went crazy. I pushed the pirate off there was this little Tampa Bay pirate. I pushed him off the thing. He's just ripping me all day. That was what I can never not like him just based on that feeling that he gave me that day as a fan. I mean, my body just like, that was just a crazy, crazy play, man, when he did that.
So let me bring it back to what Richie was saying and Harrison saying cancerous, truculent in regards to that. So there's a lot of people that are out there that don't the word truculent, right?
I don't.
Like what does that mean, right? Like what does it mean? What like how can you use it? So if I want to go out there, whatever. It pretty much means quick to argue, like being super defiant. Okay, that's that. Use the word cancerous. Everybody knows what cancerous is, right? Some insane abnormalities that occur and that is infectious, can go everywhere or whatever. Him putting those 2 words together in a sentence like that, I was like, he just shit it on the end. The word "shit" it is not in the in the dictionary, guys. Right? It's a word that I use all the time. My wife hates it, but he's saying that we've been bad for so long, okay, and it's been there, and he's trying to get rid of it, and we just don't have the patience anymore, okay, because we wanted this. You had a guy that got on the podium that said, we are going to win. We're going to win, okay? I can't believe people were knocking him for saying that when if you are playing a sport and you got a guy that's supposed to lead you, okay, and he says, I don't know, man, fucking team that we have sucks. All these cats here are bitching and moaning every single day. They don't know what to do. Some of these guys just take off. All right, I got to figure it out. Look, we got to make these calls. I got to get this guy to come on over here and all of that. You're telling me you're going to be excited to go watch the damn New York Jets play? Fuck no. You know, and the beef between him and Aaron, we don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, like, could have Aaron maybe helped us out? Maybe. Man, would have Devontae wanted to come over here? Maybe. I don't think he would have, even if Aaron Rodgers was here. And I tell you why, because of that clip that I just played, because of what he saw. He knew that we weren't freaking just, you know, a quarterback away and all of that. The fucking team was declining, and it was declining quick, okay? People, you had to get guys that were coming over here that are like, dude, why are you taking this playoff? Like, we're fucking losing. Get in there. Show some heart, okay? I just
think he should have said that. I think he took a bet on himself. Sometimes you go all in and you're like, I'm positive about this, and it doesn't work out, and then you got to be a big boy when it doesn't work out. That's what happened, man. But I don't blame him for saying that. It's just that we hate that it didn't work.
Correct.
Right. But if you feel it in your heart, and listen, he is the type of person that when he speaks, right, you would hope that some of the younger cats would kind of like catch on and be like, all right, you know what? I'm in, you know, I'm with you. But it's very difficult to overcome the masses, right? If it's in mass in the locker room, then it's tough. You're like, you know, you're basically swinging in the wind. So it must have been so much going on at that point that it was very hard to overcome. Plus coaching, plus, you know, the whole Rodgers situation and stuff. So I don't blame you for trying. Like, again, he tried. He gave it a swing, like what Willie Colon said, right? You know, he'd have to jump out of his skis to kind of like get to people and try to rah them up, you know, and try to get better output out of the players who are around him. But what are you going to do? He's not here anymore. Rodgers isn't here anymore. And like I said, I think we have enough faith in Muji, and whether you're with Glenn or against Glenn, you know, the talent evaluation, Glenn being a scout, right? You got to put some faith in that. And they have shown you glimpses, flashes of bringing in people who have made a difference in whatever small amount it's been. So again, you have free agency coming up. You have the draft coming up. We have a lot of holes to fill. I hope they're smart enough to, I just hope that they make the right moves at the right time. They've kind of done that already a little bit. So I hope it continues throughout free agency and the draft. We have a pretty big purse to stick our hand into to kind of try to get some people over here. People will play for the New York Jets. They will. A lot of people think that they won't, but I believe that they will. They'll come here. You're going to pay a Jets tax, obviously, but there are people who are willing to come here to try to turn this franchise around. I think there are football players out there who will try to do it. And to be a part of a turnaround, it's crazy. To be a part of something that turns the New York Jets positive, it's got to be a great feeling as a player.
I mean, we still talk about Rex Ryan. We think a guy that has been.
What else do we have to talk about?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had a guy that had success with us over here, okay, and we're begging him to be the freaking offensive line, a freaking left coordinator. I don't know. whatever, because we just want that winning culture that he had when he was over here to be with us all over again.
Yeah.
But
I'm not bringing him back, though.
I'm not. Yeah. Talk about it. The Bills, the situation. What happened over there? He looked like shit. He looked like dog shit when he was over there, and he's been out. I love Rex Ryan. You know, that was in my heyday when I was a young buck, and I was like, damn Skippy, you know, but it didn't. Dude, there was people wanting to bring freaking Herm Edwards back. There was people wanting like, yo, get Herm Edwards back, man. Like, you know, he'll be the fucking guy. You know what? Let's go ahead and go get freaking Klecko to be the linebacking coach for us. Just pulling, bro, pulling at everything that any New York Jets.
We want to win.
And
we want to win.
These are also a lot.
And I want to say this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not upset either at the individuals that are pissed off on what's going on either, because you should be pissed off. Okay. The fact of the matter is we've been losing and we're still losing and we want to win. So individuals that are upset on what's going on, I also get it. You know,
not
it's
the
your
point
right
of the thing
to
is
be
right,
pissed.
Johnny boy.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not somebody is going to essentially crap on your take because you're upset or anything. It's been warranted, man. Like, you've dealt with we've had a losing record for over 10 years. That's crazy. Okay. My daughter, she fucking rocked her Sam Darnold New York Jets jersey today to school. Okay. Cause she was like, you know, and I was like, that shit hurt my heart seeing that. And I was like, damn, is Sam Darnold like the last real good quarterback that we had? I mean, Aaron Rodgers, but you know, Aaron Rodgers was hurt. I want to ask you guys this because we're talking about guys that are on the team now. There was one person that was around that used to be on our team. He's not on our team anymore. He went to a few other shows. Did you guys catch Sauce. on the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco?
I didn't see that, but you gotta believe that Sauce is pissed that he got traded, man. You gotta believe that he is pissed. He's not. He's happy.
No, he's not happy. He wasn't. He gave a lot of praise to Aaron Glenn and on what they're doing. Aaron Glenn was the person that called him to tell him about
directly.
the trade.
Yeah, I respect that.
What does that tell you about an individual like that? That's fucking you. You have some balls, and to say, "Yo, it was an offer we just couldn't fucking refuse." Okay, like we just couldn't. We love you. We know what you're gonna do, but also in this, he talks about something that I've been very vocal about, and again, the Jets fan base. Okay, yo, we're loud, and you best believe that everybody hears us. Okay, he says, I heard all of the social media noise. The Jets fan base just kept killing me, saying that I'm overrated. I need to take more chances. I should have been taking more chances. 2022, he wanted to travel with the wide receiver ones. Okay? He wanted that. Coach Saleh wouldn't let him. Talks about that. Talks about the low targets. If you look at the targets that were thrown his way, he was one of the lowest compared to the other people that we constantly kept comparing him to, right? Your Surtains, et cetera, et cetera. Talks about how come nobody tells me or says anything to me that with the new regime, okay, my PIs went down. I only missed 3 tackles. My tackling got better. We saw it. But none of that stuff is being talked about.
I thought he was having a good year.
Right? Exactly. You saw it. I was like, yo, he's not bad. He's having a good year. Like he's doing what he's doing what a corner's supposed to. The issue was we wanted the defense to win us the games. Okay? Where it should be the fucking offense that scores it, and then the defense stops the ball. It didn't fucking happen.
Listen, the rest of the NFL saw it, and the Colts saw it, and that's why they made the offer that they did, and that's why we got what we got.
Yeah, we got paid good though. I'm real happy we have those picks. I mean, I like Sauce too, but I think these picks are keeping me alive right now, thinking about what we could get. Speaking of picks, who do you guys want to pick?
Dude, I'm so everywhere right now.
Me too.
Like yesterday, I want us to go all offense because I fucking want us to just score so fucking much. But then at the same time, I'm like, fuck, man, we need some damn defensive players too. And this class is more like defense happy, right? So you could do that. I forgot who said it, but I think it was Craig Carton who stated it today and was talking about the whole Seattle situation on how Seattle built everything around first and then got the Sam Darnold, and you're seeing how it went like that for them that quickly. You know, is that something we look at? You had Booger McFarland, I think his name is. I like saying that. It's just funny shit.
Yeah, he was on.
Right. So he's on there talking about saying like build everything first, you know, and then 2027 with all the quarterbacks coming out, that's when you get it. There's no right or wrong answer right now. Like, I think we would all fucking lose our minds if the New York Jets pick a kicker with our second pick, right? Like, I think we would all, I would go on the plane with Kyle.
I'll be at the draft.
Fuck, man.
Send me, I'll do it for you.
Jeez, right. Could you imagine? But again, I don't know. It's not going to happen. I don't know, man. There's just so many what ifs, and you can't live in the what if because it's not going to happen right now. Like, I just don't. I think what makes us all go crazy is the fact that there's no more leaks that are coming out, and now you're having to have individuals make shit up so they could get some more content to it. Dude, I was pissed about that whole shit that was talked about Muji being in fucking in the Senior Bowl, and was telling people that don't come to the New York Jets. And
he's too smart to tell anybody anything. That guy.
But that's to me, the guy that said that shit, that's so wrong because you're dealing with a man's career.
Yeah.
Okay. He could lose he could maybe never be with the Jets again, and because of this noise that's being talked about, he might never get picked up. You remember when Muji was going around telling people don't go to the Jets organization?
Yeah, but listen, I think Woody's stupid, but he's not that stupid. Like, I don't think he's gonna, I think he knows Muji well enough to not believe rumors like that. And if you just listen to Muji speak at a press conference, it's way too intelligent to sound as though he would spread rumors like that. At the Pro Bowl or wherever he was, what was he at the Super Bowl, or I don't even know where those rumors came out.
But Snowball, you don't know if there was any, let's just say he didn't say that, but let's just say him and Woody had some drama the morning before. Like, timing is a motherfucker in this world.
Yeah.
So that's the shitty part. Like, what happens if something did get a little bit tense?
Well, I would see it on Woody's side. I wouldn't see it on Muji's side. Like the craziness, the lunacy, of having a bad day or whatever, on Woody's side. And yeah, can it happen? Absolutely. It can happen.
Dangerous.
It is dangerous. And to F with somebody's career is
crazy.
Is pretty messed up. Yeah.
Messed up.
True.
Right now, everybody loves Mooj, but the win's got to start coming.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's the thing, right? You win, it cures everything.
Everything.
Right? You start winning with the New York Jets, you're talked about fucking like Rex Ryan all over again. You're talked about all of this shit. Dude, we were having a losing record really bad. We won 2 games in a row. Okay. We're fucking like, yo, this game over, baby. This is it. We're going all the way. We're about to squeeze in. Everything's going to break for us. We're making the playoffs and we're going to the Super Bowl. Who's going to be the quarterback? I don't give 2 shits because Cook is going to do it. It goes there. But you know what? Let me bring another guy up here. He's somebody that I've always said that I feel like this individual could potentially fix the New York Jets. Some people think I'm crazy. I don't give 2 shits what people think. I've always said that. You guys have heard me. So I'm going to bring him on to our guy, Mr. Afram. I don't know how to add them because I just did, and there's too many people on the screen right now. I think.
No, there's not too many people on the screen.
Oh.
We'll get people to come in. We'll figure this out.
There you go.
You are crazy.
You're damn Skippy. You're damn right. I root for this team. So if that tells you anything.
I don't know what I'm fixing. All I could see is that the team needs some fixing. But yeah, I mean, it's what Phillips said. You know, it's permeating the fact that what he sees in there, and you need leaders in that team. That's
Macho. What is cast here?
Yeah.
Macho.
What up, y'all?
So this is Jets therapy, guys. Okay, you guys come on here and we
That's
talk
what I'm here
about
for.
it. Okay,
I need it.
So Afram, I'm sorry. Keep going.
And so that's what they lack. They lack leadership. They don't have any leadership in those players. When Rex had the team, he had some veterans. Yeah, Tony Richardson was well regarded. Was a big leader. When Parcells took over that time, he brought his guys in there. Pepper Johnson was a big leader for him in that locker room. You got to put winners in there. So let's see who he brings in on free agency. Right now, you know, I'm more I see these guys talking, the more I feel that his anger or his bravado with the press, he sees what he has, and he can't do nothing about it in that locker room, and he may be taking it out somewhere else. You know, it's just a feeling I have. You know, because sometimes you can't do anything. You can't get rid of the team. You don't who you're bringing in, so you have to deal with what you have. But also, I feel that the defense. I don't think any of those guys liked Wilkes. I think it was totally different defense. It was vanilla. It was read and react instead of attacking, and it just didn't pay off. But the thing that he should have done was he should have relieved them a lot earlier and started calling the plays a lot earlier in the season than waiting to the end. But what's in the past is in the past. Right now they're getting some good. The coaching staff is looking a little bit better, right? Let's see who they bring in. Let's see who Reich brings in for his offensive staff.
Agreed.
Who he brings in? Does he decide to be the quarterback coach, or does he bring in a quarterback coach? You know.
Yeah, I think the learning curve on being the head coach for some people, like I said, you can adapt quickly. But I think in Aaron Glenn's case, I think maybe being the head coach was a little too much for him in the beginning, and again we saw that, right? We saw that with the London game was a big tell of what was going on with him. But like I said, as the year progressed, things seemed to temper down a little bit. If you listen to the Harrison Phillips interview, you know, he talks about the things that a head coach has to deal with. So just trying to be the CEO head coach of the New York Jets, and with the reputation that they have, and then the fans yelling for him to take over the defense, I think if he took over the defense at that point, he might have been worse than Wilkes. You know, at that point, he might have been spread way too thin, and that's why I possibly stuck with Wilkes for as long as he did. And then he took in who's the guy? Chris Harris, right?
Harris, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Harris came in and he's like, you know what? Just take over it. I got too much shit on my plate right now. I'm trying to just, keep my head above water with what's going on with the team. So I don't blame him. A lot of people wanted him to take over the defense, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it was better off for the team that he actually didn't take over the defense at that point.
He has it now.
I think they both kind of work in tandem together with the lack of leadership and then the lack of experience from the coaching.
Sure.
It speaks volumes, because you've seen it on every kind of level on this organization, whether that be the players on the field, the coaches, and then even Woody when he opened his mouth and then he put our quarterback to hide in the closet. Like there's a lot of mistakes that was going on last year. The biggest things is the leadership. When it comes to the leadership, us losing our captain and CJ Mosley hurt us a lot on defense, as far as being able to get our defense put in the right places. On top of that, when he is no longer here, we expect people to step up. The most logical people to step up in that situation will be someone like a Quinnen Williams or a Sauce Gardner, who both got traded, which I think speaks volumes based on what Harrison Phillips was just talking about in all this ominous and just dark energy going on in the locker room, and it's infecting people. And it even speaks volumes to the fact that we just got Harrison Phillips recently, and he's already become a leader on this team because there's such a lack of leaders on this team. He just got here before, like, less than a week before the season started, and he's a leader for us. That just shows that either people are not stepping up or just don't want to. And that's an issue. And then back to the coaching side with the lack of experience when it comes to that. I think to what Snowball's saying, he didn't want to take over for the defense. I think mostly because of him wanting to trust in his guys. I hired these people to do these positions. You are our DC. Our defense is terrible right now, but it is your job to fix it. And this is what I hired you for. So fix it. After 6, 7, 8 weeks of it not working, now you have to get let go. But even in letting him go, he didn't take over the defense. And I think part of that was still because he had so much on his plate with just trying to corral all the players and trying to get everything to mesh and trying to get everybody on the same mindset and to buy in. And it's hard to get people to buy in when the people that are the most tenured and the people that should be the most looked up to are looking down on the organization and the people around the organization. That's infectious.
But what's interesting, and I find it strange as well, is how you have a special teams coach who can keep his guys up and wanting to play year round, losing, and that isn't infectious to the rest of the team.
So the reason I think that worked is because the people that were making plays on the special teams were actually people that are playing for positions. They're not guaranteed a position on any team right now. So they have to ball out to even just either stay with us or be able to get a contract somewhere else next year. So like they have their own motivation outside of what the offense and defense is doing.
And Macho, and to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, it's the reason why I brought up the whole Davante Adams clip from last year. Okay, Davante Adams, I mean, not last year, but, you know, the previous season, last season. Why did it take a guy like him to come in to fucking already see how bad it was inside the locker room? That's from 1 week, okay? 1 week he comes in there and he's having to tell people to be like, get this loser-ass mentality shit out of there. Like, it's just because you make a bad play. No, think about the next one, man. We got to keep moving forward, not moving sideways, not moving backwards, move forward, you know, because it just wasn't, it wasn't there. And that shit, to me, when I saw that, I was like, damn, this is bad. Like, this is really, really bad.
Where was the leader behind center?
I don't know.
Well, that's an indictment of Douglas, right? Like, if you're drafting for leadership as well as you are these other qualities, the ability to play, like, you know, there are certain intangible qualities you want to bring onto your roster. And if he wasn't doing enough of that, then that's why he's gone.
Gary Vee said something about that yesterday in his interview with Jake. He was saying about, like, does he love football? Like, before you drafted the guy, does he actually love football?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was, like, talking about these guys that are in the draft. Was he talking about Reese or Bain, or because he's slick, he's crafty, that guy. So I don't know if he was talking about them. He said he represents Sonny Styles, and you know, I think that's, I don't know, man. He was saying something about someone yesterday.
Well, if Sonny Styles is there at 16, we should run the card up.
100%.
Yeah, if he's there.
Luby,
Yeah,
so
16?
I caught on to that too, and I was gonna bring the whole Gary Vee conversation, because low key, that was a really, really good interview. Okay, on some of the stuff that he was saying. Now, I don't know, it's because, you know, with his sports agency and some of the guys that he has, he's saying those things, but a lot of that stuff too, man, is like the names that he was bringing up from like back in the day, right? The Vernon Golston, saying that this dude didn't love playing ball. You know, they were just there to whatever. So is there some truth to it? I think so.
He was saying something.
So, like, that's why, like, I'm so. It's crazy for me to say this, right? But I believe in the scouting that AG has and what Muji has, because they're going to bring those guys like the Harrison Phillips that have those really good character, good things about them, but they're also not scared to fucking put you in your place too. Phillips, bro, every single time that guy was always running after the fucking ball. He looked like the slowest individual running after a running back, but he never stopped. He kept going until the whistle blew. And then he will go back in the next play. That's stuff that, you know, it's never talked about. You don't see the guys that are doing that stuff because it's not the flashy stuff that's put out there. You know, that's why it hurt me when I saw another guy, Macho, that we let go, JFM. Okay, JFM was that guy for you. We let him go. That's why I hope we do not let go of Simpson. I want Simpson back because Simpson was a guy that was not scared to push somebody off of his coach, off of his quarterback, off of his wide receiver, off of any of his teammates, even though he knew that it was going to cause something or whatever. No, you don't do that stuff over here, okay? That attitude that you need to have as a lineman, he has it, okay? You're not going to mess with my team. This is my squad. I wear the JETS proudly.
He's just got to get smarter at not committing penalties.
Did you just
Yeah,
say
he didn't play
Darren Lee?
I saw that about Darren Lee, man. That's insane. But
right on Super Bowl weekend, right? So the news cycle just hits it hard
Former
on
Jet.
us right now. First round pick. Killed his girlfriend.
Did he?
They
did
made
he
sure to
play-
throw us in there though.
Where else did he go after he played for the Jets? Where did he
Tennessee.
go? Tennessee. So why don't
he
they
had a-
say former Tennessee
No.
player? I don't know.
Exactly.
They're doing Garrett Newsom ads and Jets together in the middle of Times Square. I mean, it's just crazy.
But that's my whole point, right?
Oh.
It's easy to beat on the New York Jets, okay? It's so easy to do that.
Who wants to crap on the New York Jets?
So let me say this, guys, as a fan, like the other part of infectiousness is us, right? The way we are as fans, right? Either good or bad. When I go to a game, I stay to the end. I don't care if they're getting blown out to what.
way.
It doesn't matter the weather. It's me, and I see Fireman Ed to my left, and we're there
Last
to
whistle.
the very end.
Last
If you
whistle.
go to a game with me and you have any intentions of leaving, do not come to the game with me. Period.
Right.
Because when the players see us turning around and walking out of the stadium, if you're going to go to the game, don't abandon them all the time. Like when they see that, like the ants going out of the stadium, it just helps them give up. It helps them say, fuck this. The fans aren't even into it. So I feel like as a fan, if you're going to go to the game, and that's why I call myself a super fan, because I really am. I'm a super fan. If you're
You
coming
earned
to
that.
the game, don't leave until it's over. We walk out when everybody does. That's it. Because if you give up on them all the time, and I've been to games where you give up and then they end up winning, and those are the best games that you could ever be to. So I always try to catch that moment. I thought I caught it in Tampa Bay, but I didn't. But
Right
I
there,
just
man.
think, fanning is important for these guys too, as they're rebuilding. Don't give up on them all the time.
And that's one of the things that Sauce Gardner talks about. He says, I want to shout out to all the real Jet fans that are all in, that are not just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that are there through the end of it. He made sure he said that, Luby. What you just said, he said that. Shout out to them that say, bro, I'm the same way, dude. I'm a fucking New York Met fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to games where it's 18-1 and my dumbass is in the 9th inning. Oh, actually, I was there with somebody where we got destroyed 13-2. I think it was against the Phillies. And guess what? We stayed there through the whole thing.
I'm gonna show you guys something. Let me get it.
Kyle, what's your thoughts on all of this, real quick?
Real quick, because I gotta head out. I just
Okay.
wanted to say, whatchamacallit, when it comes to the whole Muji and all the rumors going on with him and stuff like that, as Jets fans, let's try not to buy into that stuff. because that starts building up and that starts building legs and stuff like that. And this is all BS. I think Muji is more bought in than anybody as far as him and AG and their tandem. The reason that we feel so good about 2027 right now is because of Muji. So let's just try to block out all the noise and Snowball start giving out some ropes so we can hold on, man.
Macho, but so no love to AG though.
No, I give love to AG. I was just speaking more about Muji because right now the stuff is about Muji saying, hey, don't come to the Jets, nobody work. And that all that stuff is BS. And as fans, it's easy for some of us to buy into that because we are so bad and we're looking for reasons to understand why are we so bad. So it's like, oh, okay, Muji's saying this. Well, that would make sense as to why everything's so toxic. And we just have to calm down, try not to buy into all the noise. And back to what Johnny Boy says often, this whole year, they're keeping a lot of stuff in-house. Most of the stuff that's coming out, it's just he said, she said. We don't really know anything until something official gets announced. We can see a list of OCs and DCs. We don't know who's actually going to get the job until we see who gets the job because they're not even going to be on the list most of the time. Like, we don't know. Let's just watch, listen, and try not to freak out.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, Macho, where can everybody catch you?
I got rope for
Macho Talk Sports, man. But right now, therapy session, Jets therapy session, man, because we need therapy as a fan base.
Macho,
Take care,
appreciate you, brother.
That's my famous picture right there. It was just me.
That needs to be in the Hall of Fame somewhere. For the
That's
Jets
it.
Hall
That's
of Fame.
me going
End
from
of the
winning
season.
to just me.
Loneliness.
And the rest of the fans were like an away team. That's the worst,
And
man.
Lou B, that's how you get
oh,
that's how you get interviewed at the end of games too. You walk
I
outside the
always get
stadium,
it. I
right?
always
And
I'm the
those,
only one there.
those
I'm
guys
always-
are out there, and there's
You know
slim
I'm getting
pickings.
that.
That's exactly right.
And want to
Exactly
shout out to
right.
everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here with us. This is Friday at Jets Worldwide. Little bit of some Jets therapy. There's been a lot of noise that's come out of the Jets organization at the current moment, but we're here to talk about it and get your guys' opinion on what you guys think that on Harrison Phillips, on what AD Mitchell has talked about, what Tyrod Taylor has said. There's a lot. Sauce Gardner speaking about him getting traded. But I want to shout out Leany. Leany goes and says, my dad was old school. We were at games that the Jets were losing. It was cold and raining, and we stayed until the clock said 0-0-0. And that's what it's about, man. Like, I'm the same way. Look, I got introduced to this damn team because of Tony Mignola. Okay, many people don't know that dude was trying out for a kicker, and that dude sucked. But Kyle, I want to get your thoughts on what you heard today. You've been a little bit quiet right now. Like,
I have been a little bit quiet because I'm trying to take it all in. I didn't get a chance to watch all the interviews, or I saw it a little bit. I thought that Phillips obviously acquitted himself pretty well, and when I was saying in the chat, I thought he might be forced off the roster. It was more of a money thing, and the fact that we have another back-to-back good DT class coming out this year. I think it's more likely he's kept around as a culture guy, and they do draft another guy. A one technique if they're going to stick with the system that they have right now. But the one thing I did get a chance to listen to a little bit today that gave me a little bit of hope was I was listening to Sabo and Corbett talk about Frank Reich a little bit. And they were talking about, how he's, game plan dependent, and he's multiple, and he'll run the pistol, and he prefers, 3 wide receiver sets, but he's not married to it. And I think that's kind of what you need in today's game is you got to be able to, have a full bag of tricks to bring out and see what the defense is throwing at you and be able to counter it. And, if we have a guy that can do that, maybe this is the draft to get the offense turnkey so that when we do get the quarterback to come in, we can hit the ground running.
And
The
see,
fan base is
Kyle,
so split. Yeah, they're so split.
See, Kyle, and that's the argument that I fight with myself. I'll have my black Jets hat on, and then I'll put my white Jets hat on, and it's like, do I want all offensive players at the current moment, or do I want all defensive players? It goes because honestly, man, I want to see us score points. Okay, like score fucking points. I want to see that, right? But then I'm like, shit, no, we got a lot of holes on defense that we need as well.
Here's my thought on that. It's a defensive draft, but we have 2 picks in the top 16. Maybe take offensive players with those top 2 picks and then hit the defense pretty hard. You're getting the quarterback next year. You know this, right? And then you can just basically say, go offense and defense next year, or go defense with those other 2 picks if you don't need to trade up. Those 2027 picks are going to be like gold.
100%.
Kyle, what would your 2 picks be though? If you picked 2 and 16 in offense.
So if you're trying to fill out the offense, right? I kind of think Tate is the safest player to take there too.
Yeah.
And that's really what it has to be for us is like, you got to get a guy with a high floor and a decent ceiling, and a guy that is going to come in and fill a hole for you right away. And he kind of fits all those bills. Like if Reese is a guy without a position, you can't take him at 2. If you think that Bain is a guy that might have to go inside a little bit, you can't really take him at like, I don't know. That's what I've been leaning towards lately. 16, I think you're going to get a good player. And I just don't know who's going to fall. Like, I don't think Jeremiah Love is going to fall.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah. But if you were there, you'd run up the card. Like, I like the idea of taking Sadiq and pairing with Mason Taylor. Like that gives people a lot of matchup issues.
Yep.
Like there's things you could do. If you went offense, there's things you could do. You could go Tate, and then if Sonny Styles was there at 16, you could take him.
If Tyson fell to 16 and you took Carnell Tate, would you take Tyson at 16?
Probably not.
Garrett would probably quit the team.
Right.
Again, guys, like it's this, and this is what I'm saying. Like, it's such an unknown because we have no idea what this regime is going to go into. We really don't. They've put no fillers out there for us at all. Because let me throw this in there for you. What if the Raiders do the Raiders and they don't even get Mendoza, and then Mendoza is there at second? Do we get him?
Then you trade 2. Maybe you trade
There's no
2.
shot.
I'm just saying.
No shot.
It's no shot. It's the Raiders, guys. Raiders have done some Raider ass moves, bro.
To not pick him and not trade him out, that would be even crazier, right?
Right.
Well, we don't want 2 more first picks or 3 from someone. The Rams will give their first 2-round picks in 10 seconds.
Oh, without a doubt.
In 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Who would they pick one if they don't pick him, John?
Reese.
Yeah, they go Reese, bro. They get the guy who's gonna replace Max Crosby that wants out. I'm just saying,
They'll
man,
never
like,
do it, man. They would trade out if they weren't going to.
That shit would be the craziest thing. Could you imagine being there, dude? Lou,
I had to get that out of my head. You don't understand. I'm sick about.
You're at the draft, okay?
I'm sick about Mendoza. I was going to make Mendoza jerseys going to that draft. I am sick about Mendoza.
I think it's more likely that we would take Caleb Downs at 2 than they would pass on Mendoza at 1.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at Downs, to tell you that much.
Insanity.
Stud.
I don't know.
But again, guys, like, this is what I'm saying. And everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys coming on. Please make sure you guys hit the sub, hit the like button. It's just therapy. A lot of shit happened this whole week, man. And it's crazy that we are making the noise that we're making as a team that's 3-14. But that just shows you how powerful the New York Jets organization can be once they start winning. Dude, I'm telling you guys this right now. If the New York Jets next year have a winning season, I am being the most unsufferable, biggest asshole out there, dude. Like, I am. I'm just gonna be like,
and I'm here for it, but I don't see it happening.
I know, but
I thought
Holy
you'd say you're going to throw a party or something like that.
That'd be great.
I'm gonna throw a party too. Shoot, could you imagine though? Like, because it's just crazy to me that our ceiling is 7 games. Like people want just 7 games, and they're like, "Oh, that I'm be happy with that." I'm like, "Fuck that."
The thing that gets me, and it's just me, maybe, but the thing that gets me is all the talk about Aaron Glenn not being here, like game 7 of the season, this upcoming season. I really think Woody Johnson is in it to for the long haul with AG. I think he's going to go the entire season with Aaron Glenn, regardless of the record. I think he's just going to go through the entire. He doesn't want to fire another coach mid-season and get that rap of being a pull the trigger type of an
Snowball.
owner.
If he goes 0-4, you think they're not going to?
Lou, call me crazy, call me nuts, but I think they are going to stick with Aaron Glenn the entire season. You are going to go through an entire season with Aaron Glenn next year. All the cards are in his hands. He's going to be here. I don't see them. I do not see them getting rid of Aaron Glenn. I don't.
If he's proven to be incompetent, just complete the tank. Like there's nothing to be gained by bringing in Frank Reich as an interim, and maybe he temporarily rights the ship, and we have pick 4 or 5 next year.
Right. Exactly.
Let me ask you guys this: Luby, Kyle, Afram, Snowball. Let's say that he goes 0-4, and Nick Folk ends up retiring. We're having to get another damn kicker. Okay. The games that we're playing, they're all close game, but our kicker can't give us the 3 points. He's missing field goals. He's missing extra points. Do you still at that point say fire Aaron Glenn at 0-4 like that, seeing that we're losing games because our kicker can't make a damn 30-yarder?
I think that's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, you can't ask me that question because
we've been there though, right?
Yeah.
Because we said it with a previous season that if we had a kicker like Folk and what we had last year, and insert Folk during the Greg.
I'm going to answer the question. I think that if they're competitive and they show improvement, that Woody is going to give them year 3.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, fighting to the very end in the game is very different than just the.
And plus, I think Nick Folk is part of the cancerous.
Yeah,
locker room.
Afram, your thoughts?
Yeah. If they show they're competitive, and you start seeing a team effort than what we saw this year, that he's got a grasp of the players, and they're listening to the coach. He's got a hold of them. Yeah, he's going to keep him. He's paying him $12 million. Why,
Dude, look, this one hurts. Snowball, I agree. At 0-12, he's still.
Oh my God.
Season.
Yeah.
I
but
can't.
I don't. It's not gonna be that though. It's not gonna be.
I think it's getting better. I do think it's getting better. Honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna get better. It's not gonna get great.
It's gonna get better.
Great.
It's not gonna get great. But it's gonna get
we're gonna have more players, right? We're gonna have more players in free agency. We're gonna have more. We have high draft picks. I mean, they gotta play a little.
It depends
better.
on what the draft is going to be dependent on what he does in free agency, right?
100%. That's the other part. That's the other thing. Then that's what I talk about the patience. We don't have it. We don't know. We want them to tell us you need to get these free agents now, so then we could talk about the draft.
Yes,
Coach, your thoughts? It's a little bit Jets therapy. Welcome. Okay, what's your thoughts? Let us know. How do you feel about the Harrison Phillips interview and what he stated on there?
I applaud his honesty. We need more of that. If you want to change a culture, you got to start with some honest self-reflection. I also think that culture starts at the top. There's no way we're going to have a non-toxic culture when we say things like, if we can just complete a damn pass, or Tony Adams needs to get benched or whatever. Like, you can't overcome that I don't know what coach does that, what players overcome that from a culture standpoint. So that's an awful starting block for us.
So, but I mean, saying stuff like, we had great kick protection. Is that some sort of like mirage that he's putting out there that contributes to a bad culture? Like, I almost would rather say, top to bottom, wholesale, we suck this year, rather than like try and throw that kind of nonsense out there.
But they're never going to be negative like that.
Kyle, I think, and I've said it since the jump, okay, that Aaron Glenn is the ultimate troll. He's going to say shit that people are not going to like. And I can't lie, Kyle, I am all for it. When he said that, I busted out laughing because they showed all of the reporters when he said that's face, and it was priceless. I'm sorry, Snowball, you were saying?
No. I think I can attribute to like Glenn's comments, like the block field goal crap that we talked about. It's someone being in a new position, right? That's what I'm going to attribute it to. Someone being in a new position and not knowing like how to handle it. I've at work I have a new person, and you want to toe the company line at some point, and you want to go against people at other points. And I think that he was just caught in a moment of not knowing what to say when he had to say something. So again, I might be too optimistic about it, but I'm going to cut him some slack on that. Again, I feel the position was way too much for him to handle first year. I'm thinking second year he's got a better handle on it. He's got an off season to kind of like breathe and take everything in and reflect and make a list of shit that he's got to improve on. And he's got some people in the building like Reich. He's got Dunbar in the building. He's got some vets in there who can actually like help him out. I know that he hired people last year that he thought he could trust. And again, first year F-ups. I run clubs. I appoint people to presidents and vice presidents and treasurers and secretaries and all that. And I think I'm making the right decisions. And then people show their true colors. When people are vying for positions, they're going to tell you the best stuff in the world. And when they get the position, they turn to shit. So like sometimes you get fooled. And I think he got fooled 9 times, and then it's a crappy thing to do. And it's a crappy position to be in, but hopefully he tore it down the right way and he builds it right the next time. So I have all the optimism in the world. I will always be an optimistic Jets fan. You can't tear me down. I'm going to support the coach. I'm going to root for the green and white. It doesn't matter who's at the helm. I'm going to be on the deck and I'm going to be like cheering them on. It's like, take us through that damn iceberg and we're going to get through it. And if it sinks, it sinks. But you know what? I'm trying.
You know what? The New York Jets would have survived the Titanic, okay? The entire team would have been able to get on that little section of that boat, little whatever that Rose was on, okay? Because you can't sink the New York Jets. Coach, what's your thoughts?
First off, Kyle, you're my favorite caller on Jake's show.
Well, now I'm feeling good about myself. It's not just the wine talking either.
I'm going to start there. And then, so I've been thinking this. There's no way Vegas passes on Mendoza. If they do, they're trading out. We're not getting Mendoza. It's not going to happen.
No.
That's okay. The team just wasn't. I've got the Jets glasses I looked through. I was an optimist. I thought we were better than we were. I had higher hopes. I think we're still it's a full rebuild, and we've got some great foundational pieces. That means that free agency will tell us a lot about draft, but free agency shouldn't dictate us going away from best player available.
Agreed.
Oh, no.
And I'll say this, if we're a year away from getting that franchise quarterback, I love taking Tate at 2. Everyone thinks I'm nuts. You take Tate, you put him in the system for a year. Whatever bridge quarterback we got, name anybody. With those 2 guys out there, with an O-line like we've got, maybe they retain Brees and that we've got some backs. Maybe our tight end starts playing a little bit better. Maybe Frank Wright brings some stability to the play calling, and I wasn't a Tanner Engstrom hater, but I see the offense succeeding that way, and then it's all defense. But I don't know what the defensive call is until you have free agency. So if they seem to load up on all of these, every area of need, right? I can't tell you that we don't need a defensive player at a specific position. We need many. And that's what you do at 16. And if you could trade back, you do it. We need more swings at the bat, more steps up at the plate. We don't need less. We don't need to package assets and go up. We need to trade down if there's folks that want to do that. So I hope, unless Downs falls to us at 16, if somebody wants to come up and grab somebody, then great, we should do it. We need more players. So we don't have any depth. You saw what happened this year. The lack of depth sunk us.
Yep. But coach, look, like, you're right, because you know what team did that? Was the Carolina Panthers. Look at that entire wide receiver room that they have right now. Okay, there's not one guy that's under 6'5". It's insane. Insane of a damn wide receiving core. So yeah, if you're telling me Tate, Garrett Wilson, AD Mitchell, okay, those are your wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. I'm taking that all day, every day. Maybe Mechie comes back. Maybe Arian Smith with a competent freaking quarterback and a good OC that is able to do in-game adjustments and not say, hey, Breece Hall, guess what? We just ran it on 3rd and 8. Guess what you're going to do on 4th down? You're going to run it right up the same damn hole all over again. It doesn't matter that they're stacking the living shit out of the box on you and everything, and they know you're going through the same damn hole. That's just my say on Tanner. You know, that's what I saw from the guy.
We were tanking.
Guys, one thing I don't understand, and it drives me crazy. I don't even like bringing it up. I'm obsessed with Jeremiah Love. I just am. I mean, I watch him, and I can't understand. Like, I haven't been studying football. I am a fan. I don't study it like some of you guys know it, but I don't understand how with a line like we have and us knowing that one day we're going to get some quarterback, that a guy like Jeremiah Love does not help whatever quarterback we have in so many ways. You have to worry that he's there, so receivers are open. And Lou. You agree, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I love the player, and I understand that it's not necessarily a value position, but if he were there at 16, to me, it's a no-brainer.
So I don't think he'll be there at 16.
No,
but
I don't think
you
so.
Trade back or trade up to get him, right?
I don't think you can. I don't think we have the luxury of trading up to get him.
What do you value more, a wide receiver or the running back?
For our purposes, I want to get an X in here. I want to get a true X.
But can we get one though? Like, isn't there others? I love Carnell. I would take him at 2, actually. If I had a gun to my head, I probably would. But
that's why free agency matters, because if you get an Alex Pierce that could potentially come over here, then I could see maybe the Jeremiah Love conversation.
But he's so good. He's unbelievable. When this guy's on another team, we're going to say, what the hell did we pass on?
I mean, dude, it's how I felt about Saquon Barkley.
I was just about to say, Johnny.
I wanted Saquon Barkley, dude. His father will not wear any Eagles stuff. He will not wear anything because he's a diehard Jet fan.
Good.
He got a tattoo on his arm and all that. I hope that somehow Saquon Barkley says, I want to be a New York Jet for my dad. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me give you a scenario here. They sign Alec Pierce in free agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have the luxury, and they probably get killed for it, but they go ahead and they take Love at 2. Right?
I was just going to say that, Kyle. Just going to say it.
And then at 16, they take Sadiq.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? They have the quarterback next year.
Jacoby Brissett comes over here and he's lighting it up. Okay, you get Marcus Mariota that could potentially be back there and have no issues throwing to
Carson Wentz.
Where would Love, if we pass on him on 2, where would he land?
They're saying 6 or 5, right?
I think the Saints. I study him. I think the Saints or Kansas City take him. But if you trade Brees, you might take one of those guys out of that conversation.
I went to the Saints game, the Jets Saints game this year. Every season ticket holder around me from the Saints said, we got no O-line. And I watched their O-line. They had one rookie in there, and everybody else was awful. If they want Shuck to be anything, they're taking an O-lineman. They're dumb if they don't. They ought to be taking O-line 3 times in a row and then figuring out if they can use a swing tackle afterwards. I saw the game. They destroyed us, but that O-line is garbage.
I'm thinking if
So
you
it's
could
Kansas
move,
City is the problem then.
If you could move down from 2, like 2 spots, pick up a 3, and then grab Love.
Please.
You got to have a buyer for 2.
What's your guys' thoughts on in the later rounds? Drew Aller is there. Drew Aller fits the type of quarterback that Frank likes. Those really big dudes with an arm.
Pocket passer. That's what he likes.
Would you take a swing on that guy in the later rounds if he falls?
They're going to take a quarterback. Somewhere in this draft, the Jets are taking a quarterback somewhere.
Dude, I like Drew Aller. A lot of people don't. I do.
Yeah, I would love to see a trade out of 33 back and pick up a 3rd rounder, and somewhere in that 2nd to 4th round range, we take a quarterback.
It depends who falls to the 2nd round, though. Because if there are valuable people who fall to the 2nd round, that 33, if the Jets need one of those people who fall through the 1st round, then that 33, use it. But I think that 33 is a very valuable pick to trade. It's going to land us something.
And I think there are about 20 first-round players. So I think that 16 pick is something we're going to want to hold on to because, no matter who we take it to, like someone's going to be there. I don't know if it's Downs or Malgo or someone that we would find useful. Styles, any number of guys that could be there that could be very, very useful to us at 16. And I have confidence that Muji will take them down.
Yeah, stick and pick, right?
Afram, you got love from Bruno. We need a 3rd. That is key. I agree. You are smart, Afram.
It's not smart. It's just like everyone. There's such a big gap from our 44th pick to round 4. It's a tremendous amount of picks that we just have to wait for.
And you got Yeti in the building. Coming here talking to Coach. Stop stealing his freaking beard this offseason. I don't know, man. Like I said again, it's just we really don't know what the New York Jets are going to go to, and I like it. If I'm being honest with you, like
when
I do
so many spots.
I know.
Yeah,
it's great that we have this amount of picks, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking one thing. Glenn would love to be proved right. You know that he's a stubborn man. We have to all agree on that. He's stubborn.
Sure.
He wants to be right. He said it's a rushing league, and everybody laughed at him. He could actually prove that to be right if he gets. That's the only thing that I am in my head that he could possibly take Love just because he said that statement. That's the only way he's ever going to prove that statement. Everyone laughed at him. And
but the 2 teams that are in the Super Bowl, right? They're freaking running. Their running backs are super good.
Incredible.
Kenneth Walker had a great year this year. What's the running back?
Stevenson?
No, not Stevenson. There was another dude, right?
For Seattle?
No. Yeah, the one that was scoring like every single time. Might have been Stevenson. I think you're right, Snowball.
Stevenson's the key running back for the Patriots.
Yeah. No, but the Seahawks had another running back that got hurt for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think his name is
Zach Charbonnet.
Charbonnet. What's a cap? All right. I'm just kidding. Hey, Kyle, what you were saying, Kyle? Because I'm sorry about that. We cut you off.
No, I was just I actually might have lost my spot there a little bit, but
it's the wine.
It is. That's my Charbonnet. But yeah, I mean, I'm just so confident that in Muji's ability, if he's left to his own devices and he has a sense of the player that Glenn needs, and you know, of course, Glenn should have his input, but like that 103 pick, that there's valuable players you can take down at that pick. We reached a little bit last year with Aaron Smith. It was obvious at the time.
Is it though? What if Aaron Smith?
I gotta drop, guys.
All right, we'll see you later, Kyle.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you, Kyle.
I mean, look, I liked Aaron Smith. I was like, that dude is a speed demon. Okay, and I was.
What happened?
Excited.
Nobody
Justin
can throw the ball.
Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Brady Cook happened.
That happened.
You know when I knew it was bad with the quarterback was when Tippmann said, if our quarterback is holding the ball for 7 seconds, we need to hold the line for 9 seconds.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, this is bad. Like, these fucking quarterbacks suck, you know?
But at training camp, it wasn't like that. Me and Boy Green met Arian at training camp, and he was going deep. They were throwing in the ball deep. Something just
Luby,
I
you know
don't
what
understand.
it was? It was the same thing that we saw in training camp when they were using the tight ends.
Yeah,
but they weren't doing them during the
catching
damn
the ball all over the place.
during the stuff. That was my problem with Tanner. That's why when I kept telling people, like, I knew that Cook was gonna suck. Okay, my whole thing wasn't like I didn't think Cook was the next savior. He was gonna be Brock Purdy. No, the reason I wanted to see Cook is because I wanted to see how Tanner could coach this individual up to potentially maybe be a rosterable backup quarterback for us. And guess what? He wasn't. Okay,
Yeah,
he
we all
didn't.
wanted that. We all wanted to see what would happen if the ball was actually thrown.
He couldn't even throw it outside. Dude, do you know how many times me and Afram were yelling to throw the ball? Please throw the ball. As soon as you get the ball, just chuck it. Even if you're not gonna they're not gonna catch it. As soon as the play starts.
I love Sir Luca. He's got this crazy. This show is strange. There's civil discourse with intelligent, thoughtful rebuttal. Cool and collected. Hell yeah. That's what we're all about, man. That's what we try to be. We try to be the not flying off the handle show.
No.
You know?
Not good for the fan base. And if it's not good for the fan base to get people riled up, it's not good for the players, the team, anything. No. I'm an optimist anyway, so cool. I'll look at the good pieces we've got. And here's a question for you fellas. With the toxicity or losing culture or whatever we've had with the state of the team, hiring a coach like Aaron Glenn, who doesn't care about the outside noise, believes in himself, has this utmost confidence, has a vision, is doing his thing. I almost feel like it's a really solid fit coming in for the environment we've got. Now, I know the discussion out there is, well, he's so incompetent and maybe we should replace him. I'm not saying that. I'm saying maybe his personality really fits the space. And maybe we're quite lucky that he's strong and confident and not weak and backing down. And maybe he goes out on his own terms here and says, I'm going to do everything my way. And if at the end of the day I get fired, screw it. I'm doing it my way. We've all had concerns, I'm sure, that meddling from others and outside noise and the leaks out of the building that were shut down, that he was a part of that. What do you think? I mean, do you all think that this is the coach that, like, give him some more time, give him the players, let him rebuild it, that the personality of F the outside noise can do us some good?
You came to the right show because this is the show that believes in what Aaron Glenn is trying to do. When you have a regime that was going like this, you were trying to take it over. You saw it. You had a guy in Devontae Adams go on the presser first week talking about the culture, talking about all this and everything. The writings were on the wall. Okay. but nobody wants to give him time to do that. Nobody cares. Nobody's like, you know what? Fuck what Salah and JD do. Nobody talks about how Salah and JD played Sam Darnold and his mother and his father, that tell him to their face that Sam Darnold is the future. We are going to build around him. And then 2 to 3 days later, they traded him.
Just so not to pay 20 million or 25 million. What was the going rate for a tagged quarterback? I think it was 22 million.
I think so.
We'd love to pay someone that right now with his caliber.
Isn't Justin Fields getting paid that?
Yeah, 20 mil.
So
who knew?
We're paying it.
We're paying.
I'm paying it anyway.
We're paying it for shit. We're paying it. We're paying it for nothing.
And that's what I mean. Could you imagine if he would have came with Mike LaFleur and with Mike LaFleur, because with every quarterback other than Zach Wilson, look 20. Josh Johnson.
He looked good. We get Josh Johnson?
We had Josh Johnson.
He's
Mike
a free
White.
agent.
I don't
Bring
want
him
none
back.
of those old guys anymore back, because we got dudes over here talking about getting Vinny T off the couch and putting him back in there. If we have Tate, Garrett Wilson, I'm just joking. I'm just messing with Coach right now at this point. Could you imagine though? Holy shit, man! That'd be.
I think the biggest problem is the coaching staff he put together. It just didn't pan out.
Mhm.
And now he's replacing everybody. So that's a bad look. You know.
Is it? Why? Because he decided he made a mistake and he's going
No, but I'm saying it's this right, but it's everyone's going to look at it as if all right, he made a bad. He's the one who's picking them again, you know. So
I don't think he cares about looking bad anymore. Now he's just moving forward. He's
well,
like,
you have to look at it as if he can't vet the coaches first time.
Hey,
what confidence do you have him vetting the coaches the second time?
I didn't marry all the girls that I dated in high school. You know,
why not?
That's all I have to say.
From Coach.
I'm just saying that's the perception at this point.
Lou B, Snowball. It was the reason why I kept talking about in the very beginning. Who had the most pressure? Was it Tanner or was it Wilkes? I wanted it the other way around.
Other way, yeah.
Okay?
I mean, we all see that after the fact.
From the beginning. That was my take on that.
You did say
But
that.
you know what? He didn't do it that way. Okay. He figured it out. He was man enough to say that I fucked up when you had the previous regime that never said that. Okay. You know what he would say to us? That's a JD question. Go ask him. That's what was told to us all the time. But then we kill a guy that gets on the podium and says what he says. Now, I don't care what he has to say. At the end of the day, I just want to win. Okay. Yeah. Just win. That's all that matters to me, because winning is like the biggest deodorant out there. Okay. Because that shit will take care of a lot of some stinky issues that you have. But nobody wants to give Glenn, and that's the craziest thing to me. Glenn is one of us. Glenn is a Jet. Glenn came in and said, I fucking remember 98 and how much.
I think that's why he's still here, is because he was a Jet, you know?
Dude, I remember when Wayne was talking to Sable and he talked about 98 with him and that Aaron Glenn brought that up. And he says that because they still talk to each other, all of those guys, right? You remember Snowball Lamont talked to us about that.
Yeah.
And he said how much that shit hurt because they were like, that was the year for us.
Yep.
But we fought this guy for being brash, for being the way he is, for what Harrison Phillips stated, that him being the consistency that was there with everything in freaking going up in flames, but he was still himself no matter what, gave them the confidence that was needing to say it's going to get better. We got to get rid of the guys that are these cancerous individuals that are here. And I don't like using that word at all. I really don't. I think
I hate using the word too, but it's kind of true in the situation. Like
the situation. Exactly.
I was just scrolling through the Jets roster trying to figure out who the cancerous people are.
Dude, we had undrafted okay, undrafted defensive tackles on the line last year.
Yeah,
that he took over.
You think
One of our starters was Michael Clemens.
Yeah.
You guys remember that guy?
You think Michael Clemens is a cancerous person?
I don't. I think honestly, I think Michael Clemens had a lot better year than what anybody was talking about, and that shows you right there. To
Use
me, I
bad
was like,
seed. Use bad seed. Don't have to use cancers. Use bad seed.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad seed. Yeah, I don't think he is.
Can we
If I
say
had to vote, I would say he's not. Maybe that's why he's still there too.
Can we say toxic? Let's say toxic.
There you go.
I don't think he's the problem. I think he improved last year. I think the coaching staff got the penalties and the knucklehead plays out of him, whether he matured on his own or they helped him in a rotational role. He played better. He made plays. He wasn't the, oh my gosh, put him on the bench. I can't take it. I don't want to even see him out there. I'm willing to let somebody who's less talented get burned.
He made some really good plays, man. As me watching the games, I was like, "Oh, who was that? It was Clemens." Oh shit, you know.
Yeah. He didn't get to the quarterback that much, but he made plays when he had to make plays.
I think he's out of position too.
Yeah, he is.
Well, remember, you had the previous regime in Saleh and Dumb made him lose weight because they were like, we want to put you as a NASCAR at the end, play a position that you're not made to play. Then they're like, no, put the weight back on.
Yeah.
We're going to put you back now inside again. Then they said, no. Go back because we lost somebody right now. So we need you to play over there again.
You think Sherwood's a toxic player?
Yeah.
I know people that know him. They say he's cool, like cool guy. Like a lot of people like him.
I just think he's out of position as well.
Yeah.
That's Sherwood needs the CJ Mosley. Sherwood needs the real
leader.
Mike, the real leader that's there. He doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, but again, I'm just a fucking guy on Jets Worldwide.
Yeah.
That is coming up here to talk.
Are you going through the list, Snowball?
I'm just looking. No, but I'm like, flying through a couple of
he's
names.
getting pissed off. Can't you tell?
My question is this, right? So, to me, linebacker is like probably one of the most important positions on the defense for me. Do you draft the future like signal caller for the Jets this year, or do you bring in a vet? Do you try to recruit a vet for the linebacker position to be the Mike? What do you do?
Draft. To me, you draft and then you mold him the way you want. There's a reason why you got him. There's a reason why he's been on your board, because he fits what you're trying to do and implement. That's what you want. You want a guy that's been in these schools that are like, he was the guy. He was the one that was able to tell where the line to shift. You know, hey, you're out of place. You need to go there. Stuff that CJ Mosley was consistently doing.
But you think a rookie can do that? Think a rookie can do that?
Bringing in Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd?
I don't know.
The Alex, I mean, what would it cost, Afram?
I don't know.
I think you need veteran leadership at certain positions, and I think the linebacker position, I think you need that veteran back there. Like, we miss Mosley. You know, you need the leadership. There's certain positions that need the leadership there. The defensive line needs a leader. Right, you do have Phillips. He's, but this is his first year. Like, he's played a bunch with the Vikings and stuff. I think he could be that voice of reason for the defensive line. I think the linebacker position needs somebody back there.
You have it with two players in the line. You have Briggs. Briggs is the other one that's not talked about as well.
Right.
Often that he should be.
Brownlee's going to come back.
Does Mario Davis hit free agency, and do we consider a 1-year deal to let him retire a Jet?
At that point, I say bring in Alex. Look, I wanted Alex Anzalone last year. That's that's why for me, I'm having the issue with him coming this year when I think it's a year too late. You know, he would have been the guy that would have been able to fit the stuff. He would have been the individual that would have said to Quincy, sit your ass down. Stop bitching about shit because you didn't get to go to Dallas. Okay, but it didn't happen.
Coach, when they traded Demario Davis, I think the entire state of New York heard me scream. I was like,
me too,
"Are
man.
you fucking crazy?" Like crazy. That was nuts, man. The Saints got a great player.
I was thinking I'm obsessed with the draft, so I keep on looking. I think if Ty Simpson goes early and 2 linemen, offensive linemen, get drafted, then we could possibly have a great pick at 16. Because that's the only thing that could push down. Like Makai Lemon is incredible. So you need some guys to take some of those positions. If we and if someone takes a running back in free agency like the Saints, and let's say they take a running back in free agency and then they go and take that lineman, right? That's great too.
I hope
forever we need that push. We need that push down. Ty has to go early for us to have someone at 16 that's really good. We need that.
100%. Guys, I'm with y'all. However, I'm currently high on dope and full of hope.
Who is it?
Sir Luca.
Sir Luca. He's in what, Sri Lanka, right? Didn't we look at the food from Sri Lanka last week?
That dude was breaking our balls. He was joking though. He's not from freaking.
I think he's from Sri Lanka. Yeah.
No, he's not. He was joking around.
I'm trolling.
Well, guys, good night. I got to get to work. I got to run out. But
We're
great
about to-
conversation. I appreciate all you guys.
Hey,
I watch
Luby,
all
thanks
you
for
guys
coming
when
on.
you
We'll
talk.
catch you in the club.
Luby, I hope that this gave you a little bit more of a nice.
You're
step
good at
when you're
talking me
walking.
off the AG ledge, I'll tell you.
Hey, it's
For
just
now. For now.
I got a one last question for Afram. Who do you take it to?
It depends on if they go 3-4, 4-3.
Okay, so
If they go 4-3, it's Bain. If they go 3-4, it's Reese.
gotcha. All right, good to know.
Luby,
All right, guys, good night.
Pleasure, man.
Like,
I wouldn't be upset with that.
Love
Afro.
it too.
I would.
Jeremiah, love it too. Love it too.
I fucking would like Tate. I'm not gonna lie. Like
You don't
put
know. You don't know.
Put another receiver in there. God damn, man. Then I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm okay right now on offense. Okay, Garrett Wilson's
That's
back.
up for next year, doesn't it, Johnny? Like,
Yes.
hey, you're gonna pick the quarterback, and now whatever we have. So let's say we're mediocre and we're 5 wins or something like that. Like, I don't know what that is, but if we're not high enough and we've got to package too many picks up to get the guy we want, or we have the picks but we're not willing, or there's not a willing trade down partner at the top. Someone's awful, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, thanks for wearing the March for Art shirts, Jets fans, but we're not trading down just like Mendoza this year." So what I say is you go get that talent. It makes Garrett Wilson's job easier. You could put Garrett in the slot. There's a lot of things that changes on the offense. If we're truly developing, I'm with you. Take that
They
wide
might end
receiver too.
They might end up signing Brees.
Yeah,
like
that's the other. That's the other.
We
big
don't
thing.
know.
We don't know.
This does seem, you know.
There's so many things that can happen.
I know.
Between now and the draft.
Yeah, and that's the problem that's going on with the whole media.
Yeah.
The media and us as a fan base, we typically know already where they're gonna go. This time around, we have no fucking clue. Everything is so shut down right now, and people are just at anything. That's why I like talking about the whole Mendoza and throwing a wrench in there, because I feel like if I do that, it's gonna fuck everything up. You know, just to be a dickhead about it. Because look, you've seen the Raiders do what they've done before in the past in the draft. Let's be honest with it, okay? Because they could be talking to us about, we need to, but they also need every single person on that line. They need every single freaking wide receiver. All they have is Genty, and they got Brock Bowers. That's it. After that,
it's not bad to have, though.
I mean, it's not.
They're going to take Mendoza at 1, and they're going to come back and take Surratt at the top of the second round. And those guys are going to get their asses beat because their O-line's not as good as it needs to be. And they can't build their team, and neither can we, but we have more assets. So terrible teams at the top, can't fill all the holes. I'd really be interested to see how the Raiders approach free agency trying to attract a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3 or a group of wide receiver 2s, right? That's they're not getting a wide receiver 1, right? Who's available? That's not happening. We're gonna bid from that guy, right?
Yeah.
They going for Alec Pierce and saying, "Hey, come on over here. You're gonna play with Mendoza. We're gonna draft Surratt. Now we got all the skilled players and Mendoza, I see you on the ground there. You got a problem throwing the ball? You wanted an O line. Sorry.
NFL defenses are different.
Considering it's a heavy defensive draft, Kyle might be right. Get the 2 best offensive players in the draft first, and you can fill the rest in the later rounds. You know,
good. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Hey,
anything's possible.
The Jets could say, guess what, guys? We're getting fucking Tua. So suck it. And I would lose my fucking mind.
Did you watch BG this morning?
I did.
They got the guy's son made a good point that they won't be able to pay both Alex Pierce and Pittman. They may end up cutting Pittman because Pierce may be drawing about $25 million a year.
Yeah,
and they have a bad cap situation. So you have a 28-year-old wide receiver.
So what you're trying to say to me is that it seems like the New York Jets have been put in a really good position. It is not being talked about enough because everybody wants to just destroy Aaron Glenn and just keep destroying Aaron Glenn and just keep destroying Aaron Glenn, right? That's what I say. It's easy to beat on the New York Jets, but it's very hard to defend them. And I feel like us and what we're trying to say is they've been put in a really good position, okay? They've built that offensive line. That's key. That's key. They got 2 positions that they maybe need, and you might get it in the draft if you get Logan Jones from Iowa. That might be in the later rounds for you, okay? And then your center is picked for the future. That maybe he sits behind Myers. I don't think Myers does that bad. Then you got to worry about your left guard. Your left guard could be Simpson because I want Simpson back, and you keep this line completely together for the long haul because your 2 bookends are there already. You got one somewhat of a good, promising tight end. You don't know what Braylon Allen is going to be once he comes back. You don't know right now what Davis could potentially be. But I tell you this, Davis was one of the guys that didn't quit. So that said anything to me. So there's some stuff that we have here, and that's why so that you guys just saw a little bit of my mind and where I keep fighting and combating. If I want to go offense heavy from the jump, then get the defense, or vice versa, or BPA, best player available, But a wide receiver, tight end at second, the Tate conversation for me. So you're telling me he's being comped to what's his name, Mbaka, whatever his name is, from the Buccaneers. He was the only thing that he had over there because you had Evans went down and Goodwin went down. Goodwin didn't come back way later, and he was still putting up numbers by himself.
Yep. True.
It's a conversation.
If you're just tuning in, please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe button. We appreciate that. We're trying to grow the channel. We're just below the 400 mark for subscribers, and we're trying to get over that 400 hump. So if you're watching live now and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please consider doing that. If you're watching after the fact and you've reached this point in the video, God bless you.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're almost 2.5 hours in, but maybe you scrolled through and just look for, the best 4 looking guys on the screen, and you've gotten to this point. That's amazing. Hit the subscribe button, get us over the 400 mark, and then we can make the march to 500. I was going to do something. I was actually going to put something into the mystery box tonight live on air, so I'm going to do that now. I am opening the mystery box. You cannot see what's inside of here.
I see you sealed it well.
I'm going to take some of the stuffing out because I'm going to get rid of the stuffing.
Just to let you guys know, that was a bacon, egg, and cheese
Yeah,
sandwich that he just took out.
this is the wrapper from the deli. You know, all this stuff. So we'll put all this in.
By 38.
Keep
But
the
there's
edge of
more-
the box
there's-
up because
What's
we're
that?
seeing in there. Keep the edge up because we're looking in and we can see all the Jets wins that are in there from this past year.
All right. So, but I am going to put
Oh,
something
so
in
good.
live right now. So into the
It's a
box.
light box.
I made a decision. I was looking to the side before, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put something in there. So I have something from the past. Maybe some people might be interested in, but into the box is going to go an autographed Mark Sanchez helmet. If you want an autographed Mark Sanchez helmet, that's going to go into the box as well.
Wait a minute. I want the Mark Sanchez.
As well as this other item that I'm putting back into the box. I need a bigger box now.
So it's a semi-mystery.
It's a semi-mystery, right? Something else is in the box that is of probably more value than a Mark Sanchez helmet. So that just went in too. So now there's at least an autographed helmet in there, Mark Sanchez, and now I've just put something else in there. So I'm not going to pick it up because you'll see what the other thing is in there. So it's kind of sticking out of the box. But when we get to 500 subscribers, we'll be choosing a name at random from all the subscribers to win the mystery box. So please make sure you are subscribed so that you're in it to possibly win it. All right.
In it to win it.
Johnny, what else do we have to talk about? Because I've kind of like reached the end of my rope. So what do you think?
I think we are one of the best good-looking salt and pepper people on the Jets content creating world right now. So
I'm going to
shout out.
ask Johnny, I'm going to ask you during the season though, like I'm rocking the AG goatee. Coach has the AG goatee. Afram's going to grow the AG goatee.
No, I can't. That just doesn't work for me.
But Johnny,
I got enough white hair. I'm fine at this point.
Can you cut it into the AG goatee?
There's got to be a StreamYard filter for that.
I'll ask the so right now, guys, just let you guys know I am growing a mullet, and my wife hates it. It was so one thing about me, if you say something to me and you're like, you can't do that, I'm gonna do it. So she said, you want to be able to pull off a mullet. Well, baby, I got the mullet ready to go. It's growing. You guys can see the back of it.
Oh, the Wisconsin
You
waterfall.
won't cut that. You won't cut that.
Huh?
You won't cut that.
No, you won't.
I go through these stages where I just go ahead and I'll shave it all the way off, and I'm like straight buzz cut.
I think you should do the Mike Patton. Just keep the hair and just shave the sides.
I could go the samurai style, right? Where they just cut that because it felt better and kept their stuff cool during the time. But guys, Coach, it was a pleasure having you on here. I'm hoping that the Jets therapy helped you out a little bit.
Always
right?
does.
So,
I love chatting with you all about it because it's calm. It doesn't get my heart rate up. I know we're all, no matter who's wearing the logo, we're all behind them. That's the best part.
True. Sometimes we get fooled though. Saleh fooled me.
I mean, he did get us to a top 3 defense, something like that.
Yeah, just couldn't get the other side of the ball.
I didn't hate
going.
that. I can't complain about that.
and that was one of my arguments, right? Yeah, he got us the defense, but our offense and our special teams sucked. Okay. So, that's why when people are comparing AG to Saleh, and I'm like, it's the other way around with him. What did he do? How many times we were fucking asking to bring us another punter? How many times we were asking to get us another kicker? I could keep going on, guys, about
Another quarterback.
Another quarterback. Everybody here knew Zach Wilson was not good.
But there were shirts that said Zach Wilson is good. So I don't know. Truth in
understand
advertising.
being loyal, but you also have to do what's best for the team, and I think they lack that.
100 and exactly, and
Yeah.
that's why I have confidence in AG for doing what he did. For him to clear out and say that I fucked up and let me get rid of these guys and start bringing guys over here, because right now there's a lot of people that are talking about Frank and saying that's a good pick. It's a good mature pick right now. That's going to be able to bring some in-game, all right, in-game. I don't use that. We haven't used that word in I don't know how long, right? But he's going to be able to do some in-game stuff with the offense to be able to switch it. Like Coach said, he's not married to it. He's not. No, that wasn't you. Was it you, Coach? With the whole Wayne and with Wayne and Vrabel and Sable was talking on their show.
That might have been Macho.
I think it was Macho. You're right. It was Macho. He
Last week.
talks about that. Says that he's not married to any of the different types of offensive schemes. He will switch it really quickly to see what's working. Coach,
we saw that in Indy as he went from Luck to other quarterbacks to a super stud running back. We have a super stud running back. I hope we extend him. I think Reich has shown that he adapts. My wife works at Stanford. I see him coach there. He got handed a team. He didn't recruit him. He did his best. I don't fault him for some of the current recent I'm getting fired for these reasons. I don't see that. I'm a fan of the hire. I'm a fan of Glenn calling the defense. I want to see what he's got. Let's see if he can call defense for a year, maybe even turn it over to Duker in the future. If that's like the dream come true, they turn it around. I'm very optimistic. So I'm excited for who they fill in as assistants. I think a quarterback's coach, or all the missing pieces I'm excited for. I mean,
listen, he lost Luck retired on him last second. Also, he wanted Stroud. He didn't want Bryce Young.
Right.
Okay, but the owner kicked in and he wanted Bryce Young, so it's not the quarterback he wanted.
But we saw what happened to CJ Stroud this year.
Yeah.
question really fast before you leave, Coach. And this is from Rob. Thank you, Rob, for coming on. Draft trade. If the Rams won our second, will you do it for the 13th and 29th?
There's got to be more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the trade chart shows, and I'm sure that it's going to be based on that.
Well, it's more than that.
It has to be more than that because you
It's
jump
more than
into
that.
second. Yeah.
I mean,
if you put a first next year with that as well, and your third, I'll take it.
It's amazing to move from 4 to 1. How much you have to give up, and now you're gonna move from what was it?
From second,
from 16.
Nope, to 13 and
Yeah.
29.
It's gonna cost a lot.
I'm not in the room where I know the research on the character of the player. So it's difficult for me to say who's the blue chip with the best character and the highest floor, highest ceiling, whatever you want to say, however you want to. So just from an outside perspective, like I'm no expert, right? I just have an opinion and I love the team. More picks, the better. So if you just said, yeah, would you do it? Probably. Because we need 2 players, not 1. That's just the foolish in me saying that. But if it requires another pick or a player, a player in the trade or another pick later, we're hurting for thirds. So they want to throw in a third. Yeah, I'll take it. I'd be stoked for those 2 picks and a third. I'd love 3 players for 1 opportunity. You can hit on 2 of them. You miss on number 2. Bain doesn't work out. Reese doesn't work out. That's a problem. You take 3 swings at it. Awesome. I'd even look to trade again. I mean, that's my take. I'm on the West Coast, so my dinner's here.
All right. Well, Coach,
Fellas,
appreciate you coming on, man.
I will see you
Thank
next
so much.
week.
Yes, sir. We'll be back.
Go Jets.
Next week, we're going to have a lot of fun episodes coming up. So you guys
Awesome.
will check them out. And
What
Coach,
was the offer? Oh, 13th and 29th.
Yeah, it's a 1,450 points, 1,450 point difference that they would have to make up. and as you move down, the value is a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to cost them more than those 2 first-round picks. Probably a third.
Would you? I got 10-10 on the value chart. The difference between
there's different calculators.
Yeah,
The one I'm looking at is the Jimmy Johnson model.
Yeah, so they say it's 2,600 value points for the Jets pick at 2.
Right, and 13 is 1150. So you got to make
1150. Well, 1150 and 29, right? Didn't you say 29 also?
Yeah.
So
how much is
1150? What's that?
How much is 29?
So 1150 plus 29 is 640. So that's 1790 minus the 2,600. So we're in a deficit of 810 points. So
right. So now your 29th was only 600. So
Yeah.
what do you think 800 is going to be? It's going to be more picks. I
So
guarantee
sure.
you. What's
Yeah.
the number 2 pick? What's their number 2 pick?
Who? Which one? We're looking
Rams.
at
For
the Rams.
Well, they're
What's
29.
their second round pick?
Yeah, there's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to cost them a second and a third on top of those 2 ones.
The
That's what I was
do they-
saying.
Yeah.
Do they even have a second round pick?
They might have to
I
give
don't-
up a player. They might have to give up a Puka Akua.
Oh my gosh! Could you
Oh,
imagine?
they have 61 as their second round pick, and it's only worth 292.
There you go. So you see how much
Yeah.
they have to give up?
And then their third round pick is 128. I mean, like,
So
all
that's
right,
See,
another
that-
300.
And see,
We
I don't
could take
see
the-
the Rams. I don't see the Rams doing that because of
we
Sean
could take their
McVay.
whole draft.
Exactly.
First, second, third, fourth. Take the
It's
whole
amazing
damn-
how the difference is to go from 13 to 2. Imagine what it
Yep.
is to go to 1.
insanity.
But Afram, we appreciate you. I hope the Jets therapy helped you out a little bit.
I'm always like this, so it doesn't make a difference. I just
Hey,
want
we-
to see them do good. I just I just want to see some competency. I just I know that they wanted him to get a senior guy, and Reich was probably the only one available at that point. I think he liked him more than Roman. So let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, Knicks lost by 38 points to the freaking Pistons.
I saw
38.
Did you guys see what's up, Harmon? No, we do not need Rangers therapy.
No, we need a firing. That's what
yeah,
we need.
that's
today.
exactly what we need.
Okay, and we need Dolan to stop listening to idiots. You got rid of 2 good executives for an idiot who
Yeah,
ruined the team.
He's a Pens, right? He's Penguins.
Yeah.
Afram, yeah, right.
His team's doing well. He's got a good coach. He's got young guys. We got an idiot that's running we got the Mike Milbury that ran the Islanders at that time, remember?
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
ruined that team.
Holy shit.
This guy's just getting rid of,
Dude, I'm just a glutton for punishment in sports teams, okay? Like it just sucks. But with that being said, Afram, we appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thank you guys again. Then hopefully we get more news to talk about, more coaches coming in, and
getting heavy.
I hope Brees Hall comes and says, I'm the one that's been talking all this shit to everybody. It's been me.
Everyone's making a big deal of what Phillips said.
Yeah.
But when Tippman says if we have to, someone holds the ball for 7 seconds, we have to hold the line for 9.
Yeah.
Well, no one's made a big deal out of that. That's saying, my quarterback is holding on to the ball forever.
Afram, you heard me say it earlier, right?
Yeah.
I said it like I don't know how many episodes ago. And that's when I knew that it was bad. And I was like, it's bad.
Yeah. And the more you look at it, the more I wonder if he had a lot of he sees what's in that club, and he can't do anything because he can't just get rid of guys that have been there, and you can't just replace guys on the fly like that,
And Afram, I think that one of those individuals that were toxic, okay, because there's different and many different forms of toxic. Okay, I think it was Justin Fields. When you have a player that shows nothing, that doesn't care, it seems like, and you're supposed to be QB1.
No, emotionless.
That kind of says something.
Yep.
Let's see who they replace. Let's see what they bring in and see who they cut. Let's see. It's going to be interesting because the guys that get rid of, you're going to probably say those are the guys that were causing issues.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, Afram, we appreciate you, man.
Stay warm. Well, Snowball, stay warm. You're warm down there in Virginia.
It's snowing outside right now.
Is it really?
And snowing here.
Yeah, it's going to be like single digits the next 2 nights.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Well, we'll be broadcasting after Valentine's Day. I'll be broadcasting from Hawaii. So you'll see me I'll be in my bikini.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait.
Yep.
Later, Afram.
Have a great weekend, guys.
I'm bringing the Jets Worldwide bikini.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, man.
Well, what's up, Yeti? Major shout out to everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you to everyone who is stuck in there through almost 2 hours and 45 minutes worth of broadcasting live on Jets Worldwide. Just reminding you to hit the like button because that tells people that you actually like what we said, and the subscribe button if you haven't already, because, well, that means that you want to come back for more and actually be alerted that, we're doing stuff. So we appreciate you for listening. Parting words, Johnny?
We're built for this shit. And that's what we're built for.
He is.
Guys, we got a lot of good things coming up. We got a couple of big guests that are going to be coming on the show. There'll be some recorded shows. Nah, we're gonna keep it a mystery, like that mystery box.
Okay.
But guys, pump the brakes. We got to see what the guys are gonna do. Give it time. Let's see. You're finally getting some insight on what
rope for everybody
is going on inside there. And we're gonna ask a couple of other guys that are around the team to see what's going on too. Get their input on what's going on. So more to come on to that. But this has been a Friday night special episode of some Jets Therapy. And this has been Jets
Worldwide. See everybody.
We started off as Titans, and now we're the Jets. The start of every season always starts with the sweats. Vinny T, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal? Don't even try to tell me that the curse ain't real. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets Worldwide. Why, yeah, boy. Like and subscribe. Fitzpatrick, the end of every season is always tragic. Doug Bryan missed, everybody got a piss. 2 Super Bowl seasons ended with just one twist. 15 years without the playoffs. Is Aaron Glenn legit? We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny Boys, Jets Worldwide. Yeah, boy. Like and subscribe.